like Fran Fraschilla, as well as live play-by-play. Listen to your favorite team live for $4 per month for as long as you are a student. Subscribe now at SiriusXM.com/Big12Hoops.
This is a presentation of Learfield IMG College.
Learfield IMG College.
It's 2 down and 1 to go here in Paradise as the Kansas men's basketball team finds itself back in the Maui Invitational title game. The Hawks punched their ticket opposite of Dayton thanks to last night's 71-56 victory over BYU, in which the KU defense thrived and 4 different Jayhawks finished in double figures.
Here's Dotson stepping through, shooting and scoring. Devon Dotson, like a jet, splits 2 defenders and takes it right to the hole. Throws out to Haas, open for 3. It's blocked by Doak. Here comes Doak, up the floor, rocking the rim. With a big-time slam, heard all the way to Honolulu. A lob to McCormick and a two-hand thunder jam. David McCormick throwing it down, and KU goes up 4.
KU's stifling defense held the Cougars to a season-low 56 points and forced a BYU season-high 20 turnovers. Now the Jayhawks will try to lock in on an impressive Dayton squad led by Obi Toppin, a projected first-round pick that averages 24 points per game. Furthermore, Toppin's Flyers have been steamrolling the competition here in Maui, blasting Georgia by 19 on Monday and Virginia Tech by 27 yesterday. The Flyers are truly flying high heading into the Maui finale. So, can Kansas take down the Flyers and win its 3rd Maui Invitational title? Find out next on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
On the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Ahead to Ochai, and a left hand tomahawk jam. Ochai Abaji pumping his fist, pounding his chest.
Kansas Jayhawk basketball is on the air. Live play-by-play action of Jayhawk basketball is presented by Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery. Dream bigger. Bud Light. This basketball season, keep it crisp with Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Intrust Bank. Proud supporter of Kansas basketball and all Kansas athletics. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. Now, let's go live to courtside alongside Greg Gurley. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
Welcome back to the Lahaina Civic Center.
Meet in this article, too.
How did the Flyers get here? Well, in the first round, a very impressive win, beating Georgia by 19, and they might have even taken it up a notch in the semifinal, routing Virginia Tech 89-62, led by Toppin. As you can see, better than 24 points per game. Anthony Grant, the head coach at his alma mater, Dayton, and enjoying the kind of team that he's got this year. As for the Kansas Jayhawks, they played Chaminade in the first round, won by 30, beat BYU by 15 in the semifinal. Inside-outside combo. Azubuike on the inside, Dotson on the outside for the Hall of Famer Bill Self. And we just saw the 2 coaches shake hands. They know each other well. They like each other a lot. The summer before this past one, summer of 2018, USA Basketball won the 18 and under FIBA Americas Championship up in Canada. Bill Self was the head coach. Anthony Grant was one of the assistant coaches. So they spent about 3 weeks together in the summer of 2018.
It'll be really interesting to see which style of play dominates. Can Kansas go with 2 big guys? Or will they have to adjust and go with 4 guards because of the speed, quickness, and strength on the perimeter of Dayton? Which style will take over, and who will guard Obi Toppin? Can you guard him one-on-one?
And who will guard Azubuike at the other end, no matter who Anthony Grant puts on him. He's given up some size to the enormous Udoka Azubuike. Dayton won the title here in 2003. Didn't have the same caliber of field, though, that is here this year. Kansas has won it twice, including the last time they were here 4 years ago. Our officials: Joe Lindsay, Terry Weimer, Vern Harris. And again, Bill Self will start the two big guys, as he has been doing. McCormick is out there along with Azubuike, at least at the outset. Azubuike and Toppin to tip it off, and it's Kansas ball.
Remember, in the first game of the season for Kansas, Duke doubled the post. Every time the ball went inside, Duke threw a double team, and Kansas did not handle it particularly well.
Dotson is fouled. The Kansas fans and the Kansas coach want a goaltending call as well. They want that basket to count. They're not going to get that, but it will be a foul going on Rodney Chapman that'll send Devon Dotson to the line.
Well, immediately Bill Self trying to isolate Devon Dotson against Rodney Chapman, and Chapman has been spectacular on the defensive end in this tournament.
Chapman playing, you can see with the mask that he's been wearing, suffered a fractured orbital bone several months ago, but one of the most tenacious perimeter defenders you will see anywhere in the country.
He's played 2 games here in Maui. I've not seen him out of his defensive stance one time.
And Dotson, who's averaging almost 18 points per game and is an 89% free throw shooter, gives the Jayhawks a very early lead. Really 2 point guards out there for Dayton in Chapman and Jalen Crutcher. Chapman the kick. And a wide open corner 3 for Trey Landers.
Trey Landers coming off a great game in the semifinal against Virginia Tech. But Marcus Garrett was guarding Obi Toppin to start. Toppin's going to try to take him down into the low post.
And Toppin is guarding Azubuike at this end. Interesting, Mike Sell out on more of a perimeter guy in Marcus Garrett. And a soft touch there, and the soft Maui rims come into play again. Dotson puts the Jayhawks back on top.
Those Kansas big guys set good screens. There are going to be some openings.
Right, and Mike Sell slips, but got rid of it in time. And here's Crutcher. Nice look. Pass. Yes.
What a great pass from Jalen Crutcher cross court. That's why you have 2 point guards on the floor, and there's the value of it.
Crutcher, a junior, the team MVP a year ago. Chapman, a transfer from Chattanooga, a redshirt junior. Ochai Agbaji, no, but David McCormick, emphatically yes.
McCormick set a great ball screen on the side, just picked off the defender and immediately cut to the basket. And because Dotson was so wide open, he shot that. Watch this screen. I mean, he levels Jalen Crutcher. That means that Landers has to come off and pick up Agbaji. Agbaji shoots. I thought it was Dotson at first, but it was Agbaji. And nobody there to block out McCormick, who's also had an excellent tournament.
Dotson Gamble doesn't come up with a loose ball. Toppin was open for a moment on the baseline, didn't get a pass.
This is a very good passing team, Dayton. They average about 21, 22 assists.
For 3. No, he missed it strong, but the long rebound comes out to Dotson.
Got a mismatch.
Now allowed to Doak.
Per game. Shot clock is at 3. Mike Sell. Yes!
I'm telling you, Dan, this is a complete basketball team.
Yeah.
It is not just Obi Toppin and 4 other guys out there. These guys can play.
We have talked about it over the course of the 3 days. We've had all 3 of their games. They are deep. Everybody's got a role. Everybody embraces their role. Garrett driving too strong off the glass.
Great defense by Trey Landers. Notice how he played off of the high post big guy.
Chapman with a floater. And Azubuike down with the rebound. A good pace here at the outset of this game.
Dayton is not going to guard the high post.
Agbaji wide open for a 3. Long rebound to Dotson. Inside, Azubuike had Chapman on him, and you know what that means.
Right, Crutcher was on McCormick, Chapman on Azubuike, and Kansas smart enough to get the ball inside and take advantage of that size difference.
Well, let's get this out there early. 3rd game in 3 days with this kind of a pace, and these are incredibly well-conditioned young athletes. But boy, their stamina is going to be tested here today.
Boy, Kansas really coming out strong in this ball game. This is the best that the Jayhawks have played But a terrific job. Just not enough pressure on the ball by Trey Landers to take away vision. And there's no way you can't ask a little guard to try to front the post and sit on his leg, all the stuff you tell a player to do when you're talking about Chapman versus Azubuike.
A lot of switching by the Flyers. Toppin switches on to Garrett right now. And they go inside to Azubuike again. And he scores over Landers. The Dayton bench is incredulous that Azubuike didn't get called for knocking him down.
The double came a little bit too late. If you're going to bring a double, Mike Sell came over to double. You got to bring it right away.
How do they get Toppin some touches?
Give him the ball.
Sometimes it's just as simple as that. He kicks it out. Landers.
Great passing.
Crutcher for three.
That's fantastic. I mean, Toppin goes down to the low post. He's so unselfish, passes it out, and then the extra pass, which is the right pass.
Over the top. Azubuike again.
So, Dan, the only way you can take that away is you have to put pressure on the passer. If the passer can just straight line throw it in there without turning his back or having his vision taken away, Kansas is going to get that all game long.
Dotson comes up with a steal, and Chapman is called for the foul, and that is going to be number 2 on Rodney Chapman. That's a problem for Dayton. Folks, you got friends who are college basketball fans? Tell them to turn on the TV. This is not a game that you want to miss.
Maui Jim sunglasses were born on the beaches of Hawaii, designed to respond to the bright sun and harsh glare of the islands, all while enhancing the view. After 30 years, we're still independently owned, and the free-thinking Hawaiian spirit that first inspired us is still a part of everything we do. Our Polarized Plus 2 lenses not only protect eyes from harmful rays, they also make colors more vivid and contrast crisper. Try on a pair and see for yourself. The view's better from here.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
It's now or never. Grab a patty melt while they last.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
These little cups would make great stocking stuffers. But how about right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
It's time to let go.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Maui Jim Polarized Plus 2 sunglasses. The view's better from here. The Maui Visitors and Convention Bureau, #Visit Maui, and Tommy Bahama. Shop for your team gear at TommyBahama.com. That's a familiar. I know that guy. Who's that guy? That's our boss. That's the one and only David Seisler, who's making things stay on the straight and narrow out here in Maui. What a good 4 minutes and change here to start off this game. 12-12.
And what a difference in the way these two teams are scoring. So far, Dayton, of their 12 points, they are 4 of 4 from three-point range, but Kansas is dominating in the paint. 8-0 in paint points because they're getting the ball inside to Azubuike and McCormick.
And again, Chapman to the bench with a couple of fouls. Ibby Watson has come in for Dayton, a transfer from Michigan who's had a couple of nice games. Azubuike going right at Toppin. Toppin down with a rebound.
Toppin not fouling, but still challenging.
Dwayne Cohill into the game as well for Dayton. As Crutcher couldn't finish, and back comes the blur known as Devon Dotson. And they're going to go right inside every possession. Toppin strips it from Azubuike, who gets it back.
Azubuike brought it down.
Garrett the drive. No. Wow. Bill Self wasn't kidding when he said this is going to be big boy basketball here today.
Boy, Marcus Garrett really going after the ball. Yeah, you can't wait for a rebound in this game to come to you. You got to go rebound out of your area. And it is, the fight begins when the shot goes up.
Marcus Garrett, the versatile wing player, can really play 4 different positions, can probably guard about 4 different positions as well, the junior from Dallas.
Yeah, in this game, he's going to guard 5 different spots. Yeah. Because he started out guarding Obi Toppin.
Azubuike gets a breather, but McCormick comes back in.
Kansas still ran, even with Isaiah Moss in the game and only one big guy, still ran high-low, trying to get it into Azubuike. And with Moss going to the high post, he can absolutely hit that shot.
How tough could it be on Toppin at the offensive end that he has to guard such a big guy on the defensive end?
That's a great question, because it's going to take something out of you would expect. But Toppin's in great shape.
And KU going with smaller matchups on top, and it was Garrett. Now a switch on to Moss and a foul.
Boy, they brought a lot of attention as soon as Obi Toppin put the ball on the deck with his left hand. He basically had 3 Jayhawks coming right to him. Watch him put the ball on the deck. You got Garrett coming to double. You got Dotson digging in. I don't think Dotson should be coming off a strong side shooter. Cohill was in the corner. You can't really come off a corner shooter on the ball side.
And Marcus Garrett to the bench. That is his second foul. Tristan Enaruna, a freshman from the Netherlands, is into the game now for the first time for Kansas. And on the floor for Dayton is Chase Johnson, a transfer from Florida. Flying to the rim as Crutcher couldn't finish it, but he gets the loose ball, and he finds Johnson for a deuce.
What a sweet pass from Jalen Crutcher. He had 9 assists against Virginia Tech in the semifinal.
Over the top this time, McCormick. Too strong.
See, I think that's what you have to do against Kansas. Make the big guys finish over you. Don't give them an angle.
Wow. Ibi Watson is feeling it, and Dayton is 5 for 5 from beyond the arc.
Man, this team has got depth. Been saying it for 3 games now. Ibi Watson, I believe, is Dayton's best perimeter shooter.
Dotson. And he knocks down a 3 to tie it up.
Boy, this is big time. Whew. What a great shot. He actually got hit putting that up.
Abaji right now on Toppin. The double.
Good pass.
Cohill from the corner, and their first miss from beyond the arc.
Kansas was fortunate there. They helped off ball side corner.
Boy, how do you slow that guy down? Dotson all the way.
He is a big-time point guard. Just fearless taking the ball to the basket.
The Dayton Flyers out of the Atlantic 10, an NIT team a year ago, with a budding superstar in Toppin, 4 transfers becoming eligible this year, have been extraordinarily impressive in the first 2 days of this tournament and are in some kind of game in the early going with Kansas.
Too many threes right now, even though they've been making some of them.
McCormick running the floor. And we'll head to the line.
Yeah, I thought that Dayton should have tried to establish Obi Toppin in the post on that last possession. Get something inside. But a terrific pass off the loose ball by Jalen Crutcher to Chase Johnson. You know, that last shot that Crutcher took, just you see Dotson with the 3 and then getting to the rim the next time down. See, off the miss from the corner, Dotson gets it himself, and nobody stops the ball. Couldn't get an angle, and he took advantage of it.
Jay, we are 7 minutes into the game. Never mind that Obi Toppin hasn't scored yet. Obi Toppin has not taken a shot yet as he goes to the bench.
He definitely won't take one over there.
I mean, he just dominated Georgia and Virginia Tech, and Bill Self had a choice. Do I put a big guy like a McCormick on him or somebody smaller like a Garrett on him? Garrett's on the bench right now, but Garrett started on him. But so far, the strategy of having a smaller defender seems to be paying off.
You have to go with the smaller guy and then bring help. There's no way you can put a big guy on Obi Toppin. That's just asking too much. Yeah. I mean, it's asking too much of McCormick or Azubuike, or even if DeSosa came in, to chase him around on the perimeter. It's just not going to work. You're better off, you know, with the Baji, or even, you know, when Garrett's on him. And then if he gets the ball in the low post, you can bring a double to him.
Yeah. Azubuike getting ready to come back in. And McCormick out. So Bill Self, kind of the same rotation we have seen through most of the early part of the season. Starts the two bigs, but then for much of the game, it's down to really one true big. Remember, he's got Silvio De Sousa as well, who has really played sparingly in this tournament.
But Kansas has really played hard defensively in this game. I think they've set a very nice tone for their offense. They've gotten a rhythm because of their defense, I believe.
Dotson. Azubuike again, and you can see why the big fella shoots 79%. The vast majority of them are dunks.
Well, he sets a ball screen and then slips right to the basket. You're so worried about Dotson coming off the screen, and who's going to pick up Azubuike? Who's going to step in the way of that truck?
Crutcher. Dotson deflected the pass, but it's still Dayton ball. Boy, this is the kind of pace and intensity you just dream about in this kind of a setting.
Watch Azubuike here, setting the screen. He slips it, and Johnson can't stay with him, and Landers comes over from the weak side, but instead of getting in his way, just kind of went for the ball.
And Azubuike, too, down about 40 pounds in the last 6 months or so he's more mobile than he was prior to that. Shot clock's at 1. Floater swatted away. Shot clock violation.
Really good defense by Kansas all the way around.
Udoka Azubuike came to play today.
This is the best that Kansas has played all season long, this sequence. Excellent defense, both by the perimeter and by the big guy coming over. That's a big eraser on that defensive pencil.
Bill Self said it would be big boy basketball. He thought this was going to be tough. He had to go 94 feet with Billis earlier in the week.
That's big boy stuff.
As far back as I can remember, I wanted to be a basketball player. In high school, I was the star of the team. In college, I was on the team. Even still, I love college basketball. To see those kids form bonds that they'll share the rest of their lives, I never get sick of watching or talking about it. Did I ever find a team like that? I guess you could say I'm still looking.
See more at ContinentalBball.com.
We are of this place. Every action we take needs to have purpose. And that purpose is not to catch every single fish we come across. That's so good. The ocean has been here 1,000,000 years before we ever got here, and it's going to be here 1,000,000 years after.
This is the Epson EcoTank color printer. No more buying cartridges. Big ink tanks, lots of ink. Print about this many pages. The Epson EcoTank. Just fill and chill.
94 feet with Kansas's Bill Self. How long does it take you to get over a loss?
Some weeks. Some you can get over in a day or two. The last one of the season, 6 months.
6 months. If you had one game that you could coach over again, what would you choose?
There's a lot. Bucknell, Oregon, Virginia Commonwealth.
Who's the biggest influence on you in the game?
I'd say my father's still the biggest influence on me. I think I've learned as many fundamentals from him as anybody. But, you know, when you work for Leonard Hamilton, maybe the greatest recruiter of all time, Eddie Sutton, you know, who may have put it all together as well as anybody, and Larry Brown, maybe as good an X and O guy there's ever been. I'd say I learned from all three.
All right, we're on an island, so I'm going to ask you this from our childhood. Ginger or Marianne?
Oh, Marianne every day.
Oh, come on. It's a Midwestern guy. It's Ginger.
I've asked that question of a bunch of the coaches, and everyone's kind of hesitated. thinking that, well, geez, I don't want to. They're 80.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Like I don't want to upset my wife by answering the question. So
kind of.
Yeah. Do you think the guys who say Ginger are a little bit more worried about their wives getting upset with them than the guys who say Marianne?
Well, I think we're giving short shrift to Lovey Howell on that one. If she had the most money, I would have gone with Lovey Howell.
That's true. 8 minutes in, Kansas up by 3. What an environment here with the Lahaina Civic Center.
Jeez, that is disturbing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's disturbing.
All blue.
That gentleman needs help.
All blue behind the Kansas bench, all red behind the Dayton bench. The building holds 2,400. I bet you anything there's more than that in this building right now. Both of these teams travel really, really well.
Well, we asked what would dominate in this game. The inside strength of Kansas, and thus far Kansas is up 12-2 in the paint, 6-2 on second chance points, 8 points for Udoka Azubuike. And some of the other paint points have been Devon Dotson taking the ball to the rim.
And Anthony Grant's gone bigger, bringing in a transfer from Nebraska, Jordy Chimanga, number 32 in red, and he's got one job: stay between Azubuike and the rim. Another 3 in and out for Watson.
Chimanga's going to pick up a foul there. Obi Toppin has been guarded by multiple smaller players. They switched out on that one. Started with Marcus Garrett on it, then Ochai Agbaji, and then they're trying to bring help at every opportunity. They're going to double him when he gets the ball in the post. Isaiah Moss even switched off on him. But every time he catches it down in the post, Kansas is coming with a double. They're going to keep the ball from coming out on the ball side and try to make him throw it cross court.
Toppin back in the game right now, and with Chimanga in there on Azubuike, as Dotson gets to the rim and has a chance for 3.
That is a courageous driver. One of the smallest guys on the floor, able to turn the corner off the side ball screen and Kansas's ball screen continuity. I think they call it 4-game. But gets to the rim, keeps his eyes on the rim, takes the contact, still finishes the play, and then flat on his back as the ball goes through.
And Chimanga just picked up his second foul in about the last 10 seconds. He's a big body, but he's not all that mobile. And this game is coming at him fast. Is there a better inside-outside combo in the country than Devon Dotson and Udoka Azubuike?
Hard to think of one.
5-point lead, KU. And Agbaji looks like he's going to be on top at the outset of this possession. No points, no field goal attempts so far for Obi Toppin. Landers whips a pass inside to Chimanga, and he lays it in over Azubuike.
Boy, what a play by Chimanga, because he took some contact there and was still able to finish that play.
Agbaji with a drive right around Chimanga to lay it in.
Boy, these ball screens. Dayton's going to have to do a better job of icing the screen, trying to keep it to one side, because Kansas is turning the corner at will and getting to the basket. That is called downhill now. Everybody calls it downhill, even though there's no such thing as downhill. They're turning the corner. Chimanga's got to be up there and connected to Azubuike in order to stop that. He's got to hedge out there, or they just got to ice it and send it to the baseline side.
Dayton down by 5 as Trey Landers steps to the line. And you've talked about him a couple of times as, and there are really 2 of them on this team, but one of the ultimate glue guys that a coach like Anthony Grant could ever ask for. Just does all the dirty work, all the little things.
He was terrific, Trey Landers was, against Virginia Tech. 13 points, 6 rebounds, excellent defensively, made so many hustle plays.
Brother Robert, the defensive tackle with the Ohio State football team, as Landers makes 1 out of 2.
Speaking of Ohio State, what is the College Football Playoff Committee doing? And whatever they're smoking, I would like some. You know, how they took LSU out of the top spot, it's crazy.
Nice save there by Azubuike. We see the Ohio State basketball team a week from tonight in Chapel Hill.
Too easy of a pass inside.
And a push, a foul before the shot. That is number 3 on Chimanga. He's only been in there about 2 minutes, and you can see Anthony Grant thought it was a walk.
It was too easy for the ball to go in there. Watch, there's no pressure on the pass here. So Crutcher not putting any pressure on Dotson because of his quickness. He can go by him. And so Dotson just able to straight line pass that right into the post.
And Azubuike to the line, 1-1. He is just a 32% free throw shooter. Mike Sell back in for Chimanga, who didn't last long. So now this probably puts Toppin back on Azubuike if Anthony Grant continues to play it the way that he played it at the beginning of the game. Just a minute and 21 seconds for Chimanga in the game to pick up the 3 fouls. And if that sounded like a louder than normal cheer for a free throw, every Kansas fan knows what an ordeal it has been for Azubuike at the line over the course of his career.
He's really improved that stroke. That elbow used to fly out sideways. Now he's keeping it under the ball and keeping it tighter. It's a much better looking stroke.
1 of 2. Mike Sell the rebound.
Now let's see if Dayton can get the ball to Obi Toppin. If he gets it in the low post, at least when he gets doubled, they got an opportunity to play out of the double team because he's a good passer. Here comes the double. He should dribble out of it.
Azubuike, the guy coming over to double. Mike Sell couldn't get the shot off. Watson will. You won't get a more wide open look.
I think it's good for Dayton. Get the ball to Toppin and let him play out of the double team. He may not score, but it'll open up something for a teammate. He's such an unselfish player.
Look at the three-point shooting for the Flyers. 6 of 9 from beyond the arc. And Aruna's pass goes astray, but we've got another Dayton foul.
They got Watson on the push. He tried to pick up Azubuike on as he was rolling to the basket after that screen. When Kansas turns the corner and Azubuike rolls, man, that is tough. Toppin's got to give some attention to Aruna, and that means that Watson's got to come over and pick up the roll man. That's a lot to pick up. That's like saying stop that truck going downhill.
So 1-1 again for Azubuike, who split a pair just a few moments ago. What a tip by Agbaji, and a fresh possession for the Jayhawks. Dotson. Remember, Dayton playing a long stretch here without one of their most important players. Rodney Chapman picked up a couple of fouls. Mike Sell, no. And our first chance to mention Christian Brown today as he comes down with a rebound for Kansas.
Mike Sell didn't get that shot, but man, he ran the floor.
Another tip, and it's going to be Azubuike over the back.
But how would you like to be the 3 guys having to officiate this game?
I'd rather be that than the guy who Azubuike's over the back on. I don't want to be that guy. But you're right. This is big boy basketball for the players, the coaches, and the officials alike.
You need 3 Green Berets to ref this game.
Again, Agbaji is on top of it.
Kansas switching those exchanges out top.
And they're doing a better job of getting the ball to him. Waiting for the double team. Finding the open man. Watson again, but not this time.
Boy, a great play to split that double by Toppin. And an outstanding pass. But Kansas is really running this ball screen continuity well.
Travel on McCormick. First turnover in the game committed by the Jayhawks. Think about that with the kind of pace we've seen today.
Yeah, as hard as these 2 teams are playing. Remember, Kansas in the opening game against Duke turned it over 28 times. That's remarkable. In almost 12 minutes, there's only 3 turnovers total. Mixel with the ball out top. That's drawing McCormick away from the basket.
Jerry Matos, redshirt junior from the Dominican Republic, into the game, number 31 in red. Watson kept the feet down. Mike Sell with a drive at McCormick, and will bank it in with a left hand. A strong drive to tie the game.
Really good adjustment by Dayton to take McCormick away from the basket. That means you're going to have to double often with a smaller guy on Obi Toppin if he gets the ball inside.
5 ties and 8 lead changes already in this game. And it's out of bounds to Kansas.
Obi Toppin clears out and boxes out. What a great drive by Ryan Mikesell.
Doesn't that cloud right there look like a penguin?
Really? That looks exactly like a busted pipe spewing water everywhere.
Can you just stop being an insurance agent for like 2 seconds?
It's my job to think about these things.
Well, what does that cloud look like?
That looks just like your house. That's being burglarized. They're stealing your TV right there. Oh, and right there, it's a bear destroying your car.
You need a vacation. Soon, very soon.
You know, Chris, some of us don't have an off season.
Here's the story of Green Mountain Coffee Roasters Sumatra Reserve. Let's go to Sumatra. The coffee here is amazing because the volcanic soil is amazing. So we give farmers like Vin more plants to grow more delicious coffee, which helps provide for Vin's family. All for a smoother tasting cup of coffee. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters.
Hey, I'm Colin. I like Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese because it reminds me of my Nana's mac and cheese. But this is a little bit better because it has the perfect amount of smoothness and creaminess. But I still love you, Nana.
Well, they don't call it Feast Week for nothing. Another great tournament here this Thanksgiving week is taking place down in the Bahamas. The Bad Boy Mowers battle for Atlantis continues. Already a couple of good games. Michigan and North Carolina have advanced to the semifinals. Gonzaga will take on Southern Miss on ESPNU in about an hour and a half. And after that, Seton Hall and Oregon, a great first-round matchup on ESPN2. And with all these great teams, Jay, no surprise that there are a lot of great players down there in the Bahamas.
A lot of stars. Cole Anthony of North Carolina, chief among them. He's going to be a top 5 pick. Miles Powell had 37 against Michigan State, one of the best players in the country. We mentioned in the last game, Philip Petrusev of Gonzaga, their leading scorer and rebounder, and Peyton Pritchard of Oregon, one of the best point guards in the country as a senior. I'm not sure anybody in the country has played more minutes over the last 4 years than Peyton Pritchard has, if you're right.
Cohill drawing the assignment of Dotson right now. We are tied at 27 in what has been a great almost 13 minutes here in the championship game of the Maui Invitational. Ochai Agbaji, no. And Azubuike, another foul. That will be his second.
Well, it looked like he was getting grabbed a little bit. I thought he was getting grabbed.
Bill Self had a decision to make, and he has made it. More on that in a moment. Let's get a look.
He was getting grabbed there. That is not his foul.
You know, it's almost like one of the hook and hold plays that came in last year.
How do you miss that?
That is a huge loss, needless to say, for the Jayhawks. Azubuike to the bench, likely for the rest of the half. Silvio De Sousa makes his first appearance in the game. And Chapman is back in with 2 fouls for Dayton as Cohill's called for a travel.
Yeah, Chapman sat for a long time. This is just a guy being bigger. I mean, Mikesell's trying to keep him off the glass. He grabs him in a hook and hold type way, and then they call the foul on Azubuike. You know, that's a horrible call. Just horrible.
So let's see what De Sousa can do on the inside. Obviously, not quite as big as Azubuike is. He's going to go to work on top of it, and that's an easy call as he gets whistled for the offensive foul.
Not much to say here. Once you go shoulder to chest, it's over. I think Toppin's got to touch the ball on this possession. Get the ball inside to him. Let the double come. And then I would keep Mikesell way outside and pull De Sousa as far away from the basket as you can. Make him double little on little.
I know we've said it before, but it's crazy. He has not taken a shot in the game. He has played 12 minutes, no points, no shots.
Well, he's been doubled every time he touches it.
Mikesell, wow. Met at the rim by Agbaji.
What a play, and a great drive by Mikesell. Just a superior defensive play by Ochai Agbaji. And you know Abaji's got to feel way more confident. That's a big-time block. What a great no call by the officials, because that was a huge block. That's a basket-saving play right there by Ochai Agbaji. But Abaji's got to feel so much more confident after going 94 feet the other day. That's a gigantic confidence builder for any budding star.
Well, all the analytics suggest just that.
No question.
Mikesell wide open. He can shoot it. Misses left. Moss off to Dotson, and here he comes. McCormick back into the game. Mikesell's given up a lot of size, and McCormick turns it over. So the last 3 possessions for the Jayhawks: foul on Azubuike, foul on DeSouza, travel on McCormick.
That's why you have to, I think you have to play behind the Kansas big guys. If you're in front of them, they can throw over the top. Play behind them, make them make a play. Got a switch now. Dotson on Toppin out top.
Top of the handoff to Cohill. He was open for a moment. Now he's got it. Puts up a 3, and it's an air ball.
Well, his rhythm has been affected by all the defensive attention that he's gotten.
Agbaji, too strong. Rebound down to Matos, and now Dayton looking to push. Mikesell, Toppin, and he's on the board.
Boy, what a great pass by Mikesell.
Timeout, Kansas.
Well, Kansas did such a smart thing to drive that ball against Chapman, try to pick up the 3rd foul. But Obi Toppin running the floor, getting right down in front of the rim and beating McCormick down the floor. Just a great pass from Ryan Mikesell. Toppin's on the board. Took a while, didn't it?
How's it going? Next up.
This holiday season, make the most of your road home. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $4,500 on select models now through December 2nd.
2 more games coming your way from the Maui Gym Maui Invitational tonight. It'll be the 7th place game on ESPNU at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. You won't want to miss Anthony Edwards, the tremendously talented freshman for the Bulldogs, as they take on the Silver Swords. And then the 3rd place game at 11:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2. Should be a good one between Virginia Tech and BYU. Flyers on a 7-0 run, up by 2. How can Kansas get their rhythm back?
Get the ball inside, keep running this ball screen continuity, which they've done such a good job with.
Dotson the kick, and he's called for the charge. Matos stepped in.
Great read of the offense, I should say, by Jerry Matos to get into the lane and step right in front of Devon Dotson to pick up that charge. You know, earlier in the game, off that side ball screen, going side to side, Dotson was getting, and even Ochai Agbaji getting all the way to the rim, turning that corner. Nice adjustment defensively by Dayton.
So isn't it now last 4 offensive possessions for the Jayhawks, 3 fouls and a travel. Toppin gets a touch. Toppin wants to go to the rim, and he will.
What a catch. That was not an easy pass, and he caught it and was able to turn and get to the rim in a fluid manner. That dude is the real deal, man.
9-0 run for the Flyers to lead by 4. Backdoor pass. Reversed by Dotson. Spectacular.
What a play by Dotson.
Ooh, that was a great play by Moss, because Obi Toppin was standing all by himself under the rim.
Spectacular back cut by Devon Dotson. The dribble at, the step and go, and then taking it to the other side of the rim to keep it from getting blocked. What a big-time play by Devon Dotson.
How much fun has this game been? Cohill. Who deflected it? It was off Agbaji, right? Yeah, so it stays with Dayton. Good hands by Coach Self. Went behind the back there. A little showboating at the end, though, when he got that ball on the sideline. 4:07 to go. Flyers by 2.
1981. You know who the player of the year in the state of Oklahoma was? You think it was Wayman Tisdale or Mark Price or Steve Hale?
Bill Self.
It was Bill Self. You know how I know that?
He told you.
Bill Self told me.
Again and again. Now a Dayton turnover and a foul called on Crutcher. Timeout on the floor with 3:53 to go in what has been a great game so far for the championship game in Maui. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in for Black Friday deals. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
They drive too fast here in Maui.
At Maui Gym, we're inspired by color, driven by clarity, and dedicated to improving your view no matter your vision. Our prescription sunglasses are the most technologically advanced available and are 10 times more accurate than those produced by conventional labs. Our Polarized Plus 2 technology enhances color and blocks harmful rays, while our digital processing allows for the widest possible field of vision. Speak to your eye care professional and discover greater clarity with Maui Gym. The view's better from here.
Lexus asks questions like these because we believe the most amazing machines are inspired by you. Experience the rewards of our curiosity.
Oh, great presentation, Tim. Could you email me the part about Geico, making it easy to switch and save hundreds?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You don't know my name, do you?
Of course I know your name. I just get you mixed up with the other guy. What's his name? What's your name?
Switch to Geico. You could save 15% or more on car insurance.
Could you just tell me? I want this to be over.
Fired up for the big feast? How about feasting on this?
Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty.
Watching for this homecoming? Nets Celtics. Lakers Pelicans. Tonight on ESPN. Ball for all.
Kev, Sean, and Seth coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report. We'll recap the afternoon in the battle for Atlantis, Michigan, Iowa State. How good was that one? We'll set the tone for the nightcap tonight. Oregon and Seton Hall, how good is that going to be? Don't tell me it's college football season. We've had some great hoops.
And this one's really good. The amazing thing for me is Dayton's got a 2-point lead with Topham, Chapman, and Crutcher, 3 of 9, 10 points.
I love what Bill Self has done defensively, playing small, switching, making someone else beat them. See if Dayton can do it.
Back to Paradise, Dan.
All right, Kevin, thank you. That it is. Time now for today's game track, brought to you by Maui Gym. And Sean was talking about it, how some of the big guys for Dayton not putting up the points. Obi Toppin only 2 for 3. All the double teaming that Mr. Billis has been talking about. Devon Dotson has been incredible today. Just getting to the rim, breaking people down whenever he wants to. Bench points favoring Dayton. This is a very deep Flyers team.
A very deep team, and deep with older players that know how to play. And to Sean Farnham and Seth Greenberg's points, all that stuff that's been going on, and if this goes in, it's still a tie game. I mean, Dayton is legit, man. This is a really good basketball team.
Picked 3rd preseason in the A10 for what it's worth, behind VCU and Davidson.
Now, I've watched every one of Kansas's games this year, either in person or on tape. And this is the best half I've seen Kansas play.
Well, their compete level has been great. And you know Bill Self told them in the locker room before the game, boys, if you're not ready to compete, you're going to get beat here. Like you said, they had to come ready for a fight today. Shot clock at 2. And a violation, shot clock violation on Dayton.
Another really good defensive possession. You know, Mike Sell trying to drive McCormick, the bigger defender, and he just slipped over in that left corner. That was a big part of that possession, but excellent defensively by Kansas. And really, it's been all game long on the defensive end, the half court.
Neither Devon Dotson nor Ochai Agbaji has come out of the game yet for Kansas. McCormick. Over Toppin, too strong. Rebound, Mike Sell.
Smart play by Toppin. Just make McCormick, make him catch it off the block, and then make a move over you. Don't give anybody an angle to the basket, any of these Kansas big guys.
Look how far out Abaji managed to push Toppin, who's thinking about driving him, instead a step back three. Boy, you tip your cap on that. What are you going to do with that?
That's why you got to get him the ball. Let him post wherever he wants to.
He's got their last 7, which is all of his 7. And Devon Dotson to the rim again.
Just so quick at turning that corner. Push off. That was a push off.
Kansas comes down with the ball. Garrett, nice look ahead. Dotson up for a 3.
They were worried about the flop rule. The referees don't call the push-offs.
Ibi Watson. How big of a factor does this guy look like he's going to be for the Flyers this year?
He's just a big-time shooter. And when he has his feet set, you got to make him put the ball on the deck. When he's got his feet set, he can drill it.
3 threes, 11 points off the bench for the transfer from Michigan.
Boy, these screens are hard, man.
Garrett knocks down a 3. Not his specialty, but it brings Kansas back within 1.
Every time Kansas sets a screen, that guy stays screened.
And McCormick fouls Watson, who was trying to drive around him.
Obi Toppin on the left corner, a little step back. He let it go and turned around, looked at the Kansas bench before he went through.
Wow.
He had a pretty good idea that he launched that exactly the right way.
Wow.
That is cold-blooded.
Yeah.
That is cold-blooded.
That's Ricardo Greer, former great player at Pitt, on the staff, one of the assistant coaches for Dayton.
That's like Steph Curry stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Turn it around while the ball's in the air.
Watson misses the front end. Dayton playing much of the half without Rodney Chapman, saddled with a couple of fouls. And Kansas playing the last several minutes without Udoka Azubuike. He's got a couple of fouls.
Kansas, I've never seen Kansas screen better. These big guys are picking people off.
Dotson knocked away by Mikesell. Dotson gets it back. And good help coming down to make a play, Trey Landers. He's not shy, and he is confident right now. He's shooting it well, and he thought about it, but instead we'll have a timeout taken by Anthony Grant.
You can bet that Dayton's going to go 2 for 1 here. Get something quick off the timeout and leave enough time where they get the ball back no matter what Kansas does, make or miss.
Yeah, he's got some NBA experience, right? A couple of years with Billy Donovan with Oklahoma City, and they do that all the time in the NBA. Also a head coach at VCU and Alabama.
Obi Toppin, you know, you can give him the ball anywhere you want. He basically was posting up in the corner, caught it against Abaji, steps back, knocks this shot down with pressure on him. I mean, that shot was 5 feet from the basket when he turned around to look at the bench. God, that's funny. He is a big... That is amazing.
And he might not have even said anything. All the Kansas players were watching the ball. They didn't react to anything. I don't think he said anything.
We didn't have to say anything, but just the idea you turn and look at the bench is unbelievable.
Boy, you better hope it goes in, though. And it did. The latest mock draft, which is a fluid situation. It gets updated a lot by Jonathan Gavoni and Mike Schmitz and all the folks who do such wonderful work at ESPN.com. When the next iteration of this comes out, you don't think he'll be 24th, do you?
He's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. And wherever you put him week to week, I mean, that stuff's all great, and I love it. But it doesn't matter because the draft's not till June.
But in your mind, a lottery pick.
He's going to be a lottery pick, no question. I think he's top 10.
Deep one for Crutcher. Brown down with a rebound. They did try to go 2 for 1, but they didn't convert. Abaji using the screen from McCormick. Oh, top in. Now, do they hold it? They won't. Watson will take it and miss it. And it's out of bounds, but it stays with Dayton. Now they better hold it for one shot, but what a block by Obi Toppin.
Well, he does a tremendous job to wipe that away with his left hand. Those are 2 big-time athletes. We have seen some plays made in this game on both ends of the floor. Great job by Mikesell not to foul. Give your shot blocker an opportunity to block or change that shot. Ultimately, you have to let Toppin touch the ball here.
Coming up to set a ball screen. They get a switch.
Do it again.
Yep. Got to get going now. 3 seconds. Three-pointer. Not there. What a half of basketball, though. 2 big-time teams. Started slowly, finished fast. 7 points, 5 rebounds, and a block in the first half for Toppin. 1-point lead for the Flyers. Let's send it back to the studio for the Jeep halftime report with Kevin Connors.
The game can be rough on skin. Rehydrate and strengthen your skin to bounce back and rebound strong. Dove Men Plus Care Sport Care rehydrates and strengthens skin.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get unlimited gigs so you can download all the music you want. But there's more. With Boost, you get a fast nationwide network so the beat never stops. But there's more. You also get 4 lines for $25 per line per month, plus 4 free phones.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines with unlimited gigs for $25 per line per month, plus 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones, all on our super reliable, super fast network.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Go to Hilton instead of a travel site and you'll experience a whole new range of emotions. Like the relaxing feeling of knowing you're getting the best price. And the magic power of unlocking your room with your phone. I can read minds too. Really? Book at Hilton.com and get the Hilton Price Match Guarantee.
Rooted in faith and dedicated to the common good, our spirit ignites a boundless curiosity. Here, you'll leave the classroom and enter the world's workshop. Because when you learn by doing, the lessons last a lifetime. Knowledge is power, and action is powerful. University of Dayton. Our home is a powerhouse.
Are you ready for a mid-season reality check? Are you ready for showtime, crunch time, and running out of time? The second half of the NFL season starts now. Are you ready?
Push it, push it, push it. Yeah, you got it. Whoa, savings, you got this.
With Regions Next Step, we give you the tools to help you and your money go further.
Yeah, load that lunch, coach. Yeah.
That's Coke.
Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
With Sean Farnham and Seth Greenberg, I'm Kevin Connors. NIT action going on over on ESPN2. Sean, we love Mike Watkins' dunk, but what else do we love?
We love the stash. I mean, he dominated this game throughout the course of the first half, and he dominates the stash game, too.
Penn State back in the NCAA tournament. Mock it down.
Awfully strong there. Jeep halftime report, Kevin Connors, Sean Farnham, and Seth Greenberg. Seth, impressive first half for both of these teams, particularly Dayton. A big opportunity for them to win the championship in Maui, but it's even bigger than just that.
Yeah, look, Dayton, out of the A-10, they're a second weekend team, maybe even better, but they have a chance to play Kansas on a neutral court with a chance to win a championship. If you're an A-10 school and a really good playing A-10 school, to get a chance at Kansas, you're not getting them in a home and home. So this is a huge opportunity, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they're not forcing it. I mean, Obi Toppin in the first half went a long time without even getting a shot attempt up. They gave him a lot of different look with different guards. They brought help with the bigs when he did catch the ball. To me, his patience and poise shows a trust and a belief in his teammates. That's another reason why they had a big success.
And all of a sudden, he got out in transition, got an easy one, and then he got a little happy, knocked down that big three. And what did you say he did to the bench?
He took a look at the
What's
bench
up,
before
dude?
the ball even went through the hoop.
I think a lot of
confidence.
A lot of folks thought early on maybe we'd be lucky to get Kansas, Michigan State in this championship game. We're finding out Dayton, Kansas has been everything that we would hope it would be, and then some. Meantime, Michigan State playing in the 5th place game earlier today. Iowa State and Michigan battling at it in Atlantis. And a good look at Juwan Howard's team there, Sean.
Yeah, and to me, you know, there was a lot of talk and conversation when Juwan Howard got the job, and Jalen Rose was very vocal about bringing him home, and it has not disappointed. This team has changed a little bit. Xavier Simpson, though, still a reflection of his head coach, playing with that freedom and thriving in it, Coach.
One of those senior teams that's going to be in discussion to have a chance to win a national championship. I didn't say they were going to win a national championship, but a senior veteran team will, and they are that such team.
Michigan State taking on UCLA earlier. Xavier Tillman down low. You want to talk about a guy that's overcome a lot early on. Cassius Winston is that guy.
Cassius Winston makes shots, makes plays, makes the game easier for everyone else. Look, disappointing not to play in the championship game, but the way you respond to adversity speaks volumes of your character. Michigan State wins their last 2 games.
75-62 behind 20 points from Cassius Winston in the win. North Carolina, Alabama wasn't exactly a signature game from Cole Anthony, but what did we learn about the Tar Heels today, Sean?
Well, Garrison Brooks got going, and they've got to continue to find outside shooting. Brandon Robinson came back. He knocked down a couple of threes. That's going to be something that's going to need to grow as the season goes on. North Carolina did what North Carolina does. They got on the offensive glass. They rebounded strong. They scored and dominated inside the paint.
This Carolina team is going to grow. You don't replace the guys they have to replace. No Kobe White, no Cameron Johnson, no Luke May. Guys, their roles are changing. They will be just fine.
Carolina, Michigan in the battle for Atlantis semifinals. When we come back, we'll set the stage for another one of those quarterfinal matchups. Oregon, Seton Hall tonight.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. Get a great deal at the Jeep Black Friday event.
Introducing Wendy's 2 for $5. The only 2 for $5 with Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef and the spicy chicken you crave. Choose from the Dave Single Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece crispy, or spicy nuggets. Pick any 2 for $5. Only at Wendy's.
Christmas trees try so hard. Lights and ornaments and little choo-choo trains, come on. The best trees, they kind of only need 2 things. Peanut butter and chocolate. Not sorry, Reese's.
Doesn't that cloud right there look like a penguin?
That looks just like your house. That's being burglarized. They're stealing your TV right there. Oh, and right there, it's a bear destroying your car.
You need a vacation.
You know, Chris, some of us don't have an off-season.
I'm a Verizon engineer, and I'm part of the team building the most powerful 5G experience for America.
It's 5G ultra-wideband.
With massive capacity.
And ultra-fast speeds.
Almost 2 gigs here in Minneapolis.
That's 25 times faster than today's network in New York City.
So people from Midtown Manhattan to downtown Denver
can experience what our 5G can deliver.
And if Verizon 5G can deliver performance like this in these places,
it's pretty crazy.
Just imagine what it can do for you.
Robinhood believes now is the time to do money, without the commission fees and account minimums, so you can start investing wherever you are, even on the bus. Download now and get your first stock on us. Robinhood.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. Get a great deal at the Jeep Black Friday event.
Outstanding NBA doubleheader comes your way. 7 Eastern ESPN tonight. Kemba Walker and the Celtics home to Spencer Dinwiddie and the Brooklyn Nets. And then the return for Anthony Davis The big fella back in New Orleans to tangle with Lonzo Ball and the Pelicans. Lakers Phillies, 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. It is the Jeep Halftime Report. Kev, Sean, and Coach in studio. Atlantis has lived up to its billing so far in the nightcap tonight. Seth is calling it the best game we'll see all of Feast Week. Seton Hall going up against Oregon. What to watch for? The Pirates with that lone hiccup against Michigan State. Oregon beat Memphis with James Wiseman. And, Coach, they got a guy, Anthony Mathis, that can really shoot it.
Anthony Mathis shoots about 64% from the three-point line. He's connected at the hip to Peyton Pritchard. His ability to find open spots, run the floor, and knock down the three could be a factor in this game.
You know what else could be a factor? The guy who's a factor every game Seton Hall plays, Miles Powell. What do you like most about his game?
That he's a very good basketball player.
Great observation. That's analysis right there.
I just thought I'd say that. No,
America.
look, you're talking about one of the elite scorers in college basketball. And when your offense can get stagnant or bogged down, especially against a team like Oregon that's going to switch up their defenses, you can put the ball in Miles Powell's hand, and he's going to make something happen. And it's going to be positive more often than not. He gives the Seton Hall Pirates a distinct advantage in most games based on his scoring ability. Now, he's got a bunch of guys around him, too. Jared Rhoden, the sophomore, is coming off of his first double-double. But Powell is the key to everything, obviously, in which Seton Hall wants to do.
I love Seton Hall. They got city guard toughness. I mean, it's a bunch of city dudes just playing ball, and Powell is phenomenal.
He is. And you know what? Peyton Pritchard's a guy that leads the way for Oregon. You want to talk about phenomenal lead guards. Pritchard's just that.
Pritchard is absolutely terrific. The thing about this Oregon team, they lose 5 of their 6 leading scorers. Yet, you know what? I think they're better this year. Why are they better? Because the one guy returning, he absolutely dominates the pace and tempo of the game. He's a tough dude that can get in the lane, make plays, shoots the three. Terrific late game, especially with the ball in his hands. And you mentioned Mathis. Anthony Mathis, flat out big-time shooter. They went to high school together. I love that Dana Altman changes his defense. He owns the tempo of the game, not only on the offensive side of the floor, but with the defense by changing it and extending it.
Coach, you said Peyton Pritchard's a tough guy. His favorite movie, The Notebook.
Oh, there you go.
He's got a softer side, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Got a softer side.
Notebook sounds like it's kind of like, different. Yeah. I haven't seen that one.
Gonzaga in the semifinals. Michigan, North Carolina. We know that for sure.
Prepared to beat Duke. You didn't watch The Notebook.
You're watching the Jeep Halftime Report.
Go to Hilton instead of a travel site and you'll experience a whole new range of emotions. Like the relaxing feeling of knowing you're getting the best price. And the magic power of unlocking your room with your phone. I can read minds, too. Really? Book at Hilton.com and get the Hilton Price Match Guarantee.
Great riches will find you when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance. So you only pay for what you need.
Wow, thanks, Zoltar. How can I ever repay you?
Maybe you could free Zoltar? Thanks, lady. Taxi! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Howdy, folks, it's dinner time. Chickens fried and tasty sides. All of this for just 20. Get it from a KFC. Howdy, folks.
Get a $20 fill-up delivered or at a KFC.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get unlimited gigs so you can download all the music you want. But there's more. With Boost, you get a fast nationwide network, so the beat never stops. But there's more. You also get 4 lines for $25 per line per month, plus 4 free phones.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines with unlimited gigs for $25 per line per month, plus 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones, all on our super reliable, super fast network.
Here's the story of Green Mountain Coffee Roasters Costa Rica Paraíso. Meet Sergio and his daughter Maria. Sergio's coffee tastes spectacular because Costa Rica is spectacular. So we support farmers who use natural compost to help keep the soil healthy and the coffee delicious for future generations. All for a smoother tasting cup. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters.
The Epson Eco Tank. No more buying cartridges. Look at all this ink it comes with. Big ink tanks. Lots of ink. No more cartridges. Incredible amount of ink. The Epson Eco Tank. Just fill and chill.
When we were looking for a roommate, he wanted someone super quiet.
Yeah, and he wanted someone to help out with chores, so we got Jean-Pierre.
But one thing we could both agree on was getting Geico to help with renter's insurance.
He loves to vacuum.
You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
The Flyers riding the waves a little bit earlier on in the week, experiencing all that the little studio we have here in the arena has to offer here while you're out in Maui. And the Jayhawks doing the same. Azubuike and Garrett looking like seasoned pros as they ride the waves here in the islands. This is all part of the experience of the 2019 Maui Gym Maui Invitational. But then it got real. And man, did it get real in the first half of this game, the championship game of the Maui Gym Maui Invitational. And it has been a fist fight, as my friend Mr. Billis likes to say, 37-36, but in a good way. The Dayton Flyers leading the Kansas Jayhawks by 1. Let's get right to with the play of the game, driven by Continental Tire.
Well, it's Obi Toppin and that three that he hit in the left corner, and then when the shot was midway in the air, just turned and took a little look at the Kansas bench. Not only was it a great shot against good defense by the outstretched arms of Ochai Agbaji, but just so much fun to watch guys have fun when they're playing. And Toppin with the big block, but for Kansas, the best player on the floor unquestionably was Devon Dotson. He had 17 points in the first half. Kansas had 20 points in the paint, a number of them coming from Devon Dotson with his ability to turn the corner, get into the lane, and finish.
Dotson played all 20 minutes, scored 17 points. He's the highest scorer in the game. Obi Toppin didn't even have a field goal attempt until about 5 minutes left in the first half. It wound up 3 for 6, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and drew 4 fouls as well. And another note that we should have mentioned, Rodney Chapman, number 0 there for Dayton, only played 6 minutes in the first half, picked up his second foul, came back in very briefly, but really didn't play for the last 14 minutes for the most part. So they've got a lot of minutes, they hope, coming from Chapman that they didn't get in the first half. And he might be the one guy potentially capable of slowing down Devon Dotson.
Well, he's in the best position to do it. He's their best individual defender at the guard position. But he'll be able to go full speed without concern with his 2 fouls.
Dayton won this title back in 03. Kansas has won it a couple of times, including the last time they were here. Mikesell trying to turn the corner. Azubuike's got 2 fouls. Landers, shot fake, step in, no. Garrett down with a rebound.
Dayton is going to try to move Azubuike all over the floor and make him guard ball screen.
Oh, boy, and Dotson threw a pass to Garrett. Garrett wasn't looking, and Dotson somehow raced back and caught the deflected pass in the corner and stayed in bounds.
We had barely any turnovers in the first half, and the second half starts off shaky.
Over the top. Azubuike can't handle the pass.
It's just a little 4 to 5 ball screen there to be able to turn the corner and then lob it up.
Boy, is Garrett a good driver.
Kansas is just able to get middle drive after middle drive. A lot of it's come off ball screen continuity stuff.
And they go right into Toppin. Garrett is on him, a smaller defender, and this is the way that Kansas has been guarding him. And that is number 3 on Marcus Garrett. Bill Self's not going to make a change, but it looks like, if that one possession is any indication, Jay, that maybe Dayton's going to force the issue and try to get the ball inside more to Toppin.
They have to. I mean, and there are not a lot of options off the bench. Kansas has not had a point scored off the bench. It's all been Dotson and Azubuike.
Landers left alone, buries a 3.
And that's Azubuike being on a string out there. Dayton is going to try to move him around at every opportunity to get him guarding on the perimeter away from the basket.
Isaiah Moss, grad transfer, 3-year starter at Iowa, now here for 1 year with the Jayhawks. Garrett with another drive and another finish.
Not bad defense there by Trey Landers. It was just really good offense. Garrett went right into his chest and still completed the play.
Garrett with the last 7 for Kansas going back to the first half. 9 on the game.
There's 4.
Oh,
it's a 4th foul on Marcus Garrett. Reached in.
Yeah. Now Bill Self doesn't have a choice.
They isolated Obi Toppin down low. They brought Azubuike away from the basket. He switched off, and then just not a good play by a seasoned defender in Marcus Garrett, especially when you got 3. You can't afford that kind of reach.
So he sits down with 4, less than 2 minutes into the half, and a freshman, Tristan Anaruna, comes in, and right away Toppin goes to work.
Right into his chest, went up so quickly Azubuike couldn't get there to block the shot. Now here's the ball screen continuity game.
Abaji for three. Yes! Wow. Tough shot.
Well, he let that go with confidence. Bill Self has been all over him to not guide the ball. Don't aim it, just shoot it.
Chapman into the hip of Azubuike, who swats it away, and it's off a Dayton player out of bounds to the Jayhawks.
That went off a Toppin. Look at that screen set by Azubuike, just giving a little bit of space with the step back. Terrific shot by Ochai Agbaji, who is, I think, butting into a star caliber player.
Agreed. Dotson, nice look. And Aruna wide open. Yes. A lot of upside for the freshman from the Netherlands. And with Garrett on the bench, and Aruna may get some big minutes here.
Great pass.
And another foul.
Toppin is getting right down in front of the rim with shooters all around him, and Chapman was delivering that pass from about 30 feet away.
And again, Abaji's 6'6" and really athletic. Toppin is 6'9" and really athletic. It's just a tough matchup for anybody.
Yeah, and just really good adjustments by Dayton in transition to isolate him. And then you've got Mikesell out on the perimeter, and so you got a big guy, Udoka Azubuike, having to check him, so that pulls him away from the basket.
And not a lot of mystery about how Dayton's come out offensively here in the second half. And he knocks them both down. We told the story the last couple of days, but for those who don't know, a late bloomer, a late growth spurt. Toppin was 6'2" as a junior, 6'5" as a senior, 6'8" in prep school, 6'9" now. Uh-oh, Chapman, his third.
I don't know why he wanted to do that there. He had Dotson 40 feet from the basket. Really no reason to foul out there.
And it looks like Anthony Grant's making a move. Well, Chapman has only played 9 out of 23 minutes in this game.
It's almost like Chapman got into a personal battle with Devon Dotson instead of just playing the situation.
So Chapman out for Dayton, Garrett out for Kansas. Dotson blocked by Toppin. 5-on-4 Flyers.
Toppin's wide open.
Mikesell inside. Count the basket.
Boy, what a block by Obi Toppin. Got that with the left hand. Unbelievable. Such a quick move.
Wow.
By Devon Dotson when he got past Cohill up top. I mean, that's a big-time straight-line drive and a fantastic block. It's a good thing that Toppin didn't clip his fingernails before the game.
Azubuike, big size advantage on Mikesell.
Really good defense by Dayton. Smart.
Baseline jumper. Dotson, what a game he's having.
And what a move. Another little crossover to get past Landers, who's an excellent defender. Great passing.
Wide open. Cohill in the corner. And the Flyers are on top.
What an excellent passing team Dayton is. They make the right pass, not just the extra pass. They make the right pass.
Toppin now guarding Azubuike. And Aruna with a reverse, lost the handle on the way up. Dayton ball. And standing out of bounds when he accepted the pass was Trey Landers to turn it back over to KU. Our first media timeout here in the second half, and it continues to be a close game. 1-point lead for the Flyers here in the championship game. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in for Black Friday deals. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. And BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
So it's every day, it's something different when you have 5 guys working together. You know, the fact that you have a starting 5, it's no different than basketball. Being the coach, sometimes I don't realize that Fritzie's being a crybaby, or that McLovin needs attention, or Paulie has to be the smartest guy in the room. You know, so you just kind of have a checklist here every single day, and you take inventory. But at the end of the day, you hope that you won, and that's what it comes down to. Did you win?
See more at ContinentalBball.com.
10 years ago, I had an undiagnosed heart condition, and erectile dysfunction was actually the first sign that something was wrong.
Luckily, I'm a doctor, an expert in sexual health, and Zach's dad.
Not everyone has a doctor in the house, and some health conditions can be really tough to talk about. We started Roman to change that.
Now you can go online and chat with a physician.
And if treatment is right for you, we'll ship genuine medication right to your door. If you're experiencing ED, hair loss, cold sores, or other issues, let's take care of it.
These little cups would make great stocking stuffers. But how about right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
Only Lexus asks questions like these because we believe the most amazing machines are inspired by you. Experience the rewards of our curiosity.
I love my boat. I love Maui.
It's not Maui without Walton.
What was your name again?
Jake Bilas.
I love it when the whales come and want to play.
Bailiff, please, arrest this man. Security.
Are they playing the games out here on the water, or are they going to play the games in the gym?
I have to catch Bill Walton an ahi tuna because he's got the munchies. We're going to need a bigger boat.
More Walton's World coming up later on tonight with Dave Pasch. What you do for good TV.
Yeah, well, ruin our careers. But Walton has sampled everything on the islands. He's had papaya, he's had guava, he's had silver sword,
yeah,
Nelly Kush.
Dan Schulman, Jay Billis here. This is the championship game of the Maui Jim Maui Invitational. And Kansas goes back on top. A look inside and an easy 2 for Udoka Azubuike.
Great call out of the timeout by Bill Self. That's where you can't get caught on an angle. You have to play behind Udoka Azubuike. If you get on the high side of him, they're going to get an angle and throw it right to the rim on you. You play behind him, then you got a chance.
Right now, Abaji's come off of Toppin, and Aruna, the freshman, is on Toppin. Mike Sell rises up for a 3, but he left it short.
Got to hit those because he's putting Udoka Azubuike into a ball screen, then immediately popping off of it, and there's no way Azubuike's going to stay with him.
Brown gets inside. Another block for Toppin. And here goes Ibi Watson in transition to lay it in.
What a pass, what a finish. That's Toppin's 4th block of the game.
And at least 3 of them, maybe all 4, have been with a left hand.
And he's not even left-handed.
Azubuike fouled by Toppin. And for Toppin, that's his first foul in the game.
Now this is defense being turned into offense. What a fantastic pass by Jalen Crutcher to let Ibi Watson run in front of it.
Regardless of what happens over the next 14.5 minutes, and Dayton was nowhere close to being in the top 25. They're a ranked team next week, don't you think?
Heck yeah. I mean, who have you seen that plays harder and better 1 through 9 on the roster than Dayton? I'm not saying they're the best team in the country, but man, they can beat anybody in the country.
They can play with anybody. Abaji and Aruna call for a travel.
Boy, Aruna is going to be really good. He's one of the most talented players on this roster.
And some big time minutes for him in an intense game very early in his career with Marcus Garrett going to the bench with 4 fouls.
And Aruna's skilled. He's long-armed. He's got a wingspan of about 7 feet. He can shoot it. He's got a tough task right now, though.
That's why he's on top, and they've taken Abaji off him and put Aruna on top him. Crutcher can't shake Moss. Mike Sell is wide open, and it goes.
Boy, that's just beautiful basketball. Great passing. Shot fake, put it on the deck, kick it. and they took advantage of Udoka Azubuike having to guard Mike Sell on the perimeter. Not just the extra pass, the right pass. Drive, kick, bottoms.
Introducing Wendy's 2 for $5. The only 2 for $5 with Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef and the spicy chicken you crave. Choose from the Dave Single Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece crispy, or spicy nuggets. Pick any 2 for $5. Only at Wendy's.
Wait, I didn't know you played for the Bucks. Wow. Don't worry, I can help with this.
Christmas trees try so hard. Lights and ornaments and little choo-choo trains, come on. The best trees, they kind of only need 2 things. Peanut butter and chocolate. Not sorry, Reese's.
Curiosity. It ignites our imagination in search of inspiration and daring new ideas. At Lexus, our greatest curiosity isn't a machine. It's you. Experience the rewards of our curiosity.
Introducing Google Pixel 4.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that fire like a rocket. Say the word, you know I'm ready to go.
We're destined for greatness. Nobody ever thought they would make it. Watch how far we take it. Past the stars and spaceships from a city where the music is sacred. You're in the presence of a rebel now. Yeah, we're about to take it to another level now. Things are looking better now. We can live forever now.
It's been a battle between Let's Go Flyers and Let's Go Jayhawks all afternoon long. It's pretty even in the stands, and it's pretty even on the court as well. Dayton up by 4 right now, 54-50 on Kansas. Spectacular atmosphere here at the intimate Lahaina Civic Center. Capacity 2,400. Good luck finding a ticket.
Just a great environment for basketball in this Lahaina Civic Center. Softest rims on the planet.
Kansas ball down by 4.
Biggest matchup right now is Devon Dotson being guarded by Dwayne Cohill.
Moss for 3. Oh, and tip back up and in. I don't know if it was Azubuike or top end, but Azubuike will get credit for it.
Yeah, it was Azubuike. Just couldn't get him blocked out. Little zone look right now for Kansas. 2-3 zone.
That's gotten the attention of the Flyers. On the baseline is Toppin.
This is a very good passing team.
Watson for 3. And it's Kansas ball. Now our NBA Wednesday doubleheader comes your way tonight, beginning with the Nets and Celtics at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and it continues at 9:30 Eastern. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the Lakers are in New Orleans, AD's former home. Both games available on ESPN and the ESPN app. And Aruna bound and determined to go baseline, and he's fouled by Mike Sell.
Mike Sell has had a really good basketball game. He's played every aspect of it. 10 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, played really good defense. You know, so many of these guys on this Dayton roster are just plug and play. They can play both ends of the floor, very skilled.
And Toppin working hard physically, trying to keep Azubuike as far away from the basket as he can. He's given up about 50 pounds in this matchup. And here's a touch. Won't go. You know what? If you can keep him 4 feet away from the basket and make him do a jump hook, that's a win.
That's absolutely a win. And that's what we've been talking about. You got to play behind him. Now, the problem is you don't want to play him behind him. You got to push him away from the basket. Otherwise, he's going to post right under the rim. Back to man now for Dayton.
Mike Sell the handoff to Watson. 7 on the clock.
He should drive this.
He'll take a 3 over Azubuike. And an empty possession right there for the Flyers.
Yeah, should have driven Azubuike.
Boy, Dotson never slows down. Never comes out, never slows down. And Aruna for 3. And Moss with a weak side rebound.
Good pass.
And Aruna couldn't handle the pass. Azubuike's got it. When in doubt, into the big guy. Another jump hook and another miss from in tight. Crutcher. Oh, and he thought Toppin was going to keep on coming, and he didn't. Dotson at the other end with a floater to tie the game.
That little guy can get to the bucket.
Timeout, Dayton.
Dayton has not turned the ball over much, but when the Flyers have, Kansas has made them pay. What a great drive by the courageous driving Devon Dotson.
Everybody was going nuts. I was losing in the 10th frame. Had to get 3 strikes in a row in order to try to win it.
Wait, you never played for the Bucks?
What?
Don't worry, I can help with this.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get unlimited gigs so you can download all the music you want. But there's more. With Boost, you get a fast nationwide network so the beat never stops. But there's more. You also get 4 lines for $25 per line per month, plus 4 free phones.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines with unlimited gigs for $25 per line per month, plus 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones, all on our super reliable, super fast network.
Surprise! A new Buick? For me?
To James from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick? I Secret Santed myself. I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year. I love it. I love it.
This year, turn Black Friday into Buick Friday all month long. Current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get 25% below MSRP on most 2019 Encore models.
I am a corporate attorney. I defend chemical companies.
Now you can defend me.
His farm is like a graveyard. Something's very wrong.
You need to tell me what's going on.
That chemical, what if you drink it? It's like saying, what if I swallowed a tire? Our government is captive to DuPont.
You are scaring me to death.
They want us to think the system will protect us, but that's a lie. We protect us. We do.
Dark Waters, rated PG-13, now in select theaters.
Feast Week presented by Lowe's rolls on with a bad boy mowers battle for Atlantis. It's already underway down at Atlantis. Michigan and North Carolina have already won to advance to a semifinal tomorrow. Later on tonight, Gonzaga Southern Miss on ESPNU, Seton Hall and Oregon on ESPN2. Just some great teams and some talented players down there, including, of course, Cole Anthony of North Carolina, who's putting in some hard time with Jimmy Dykes. He's kind of cooling off a little bit, chatting, getting an interview done under very relaxed circumstances. And then Miles Powell, star for Seton Hall, preseason Big East Player of the Year, doing the same.
So we're here working our butts off. And Dykes, Spatola, and Vital are lounging around by the pool.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Right. They lounge, and you go 94 feet.
Exactly. That's a long trek.
In the sand.
Back to the 2-3 zone. They're trying to screen the zone to get the ball along the baseline to Toppin.
Good ball movement. Tough shot, though, for Watson.
Really tough shot. This zone has really changed things up and given a different look for Kansas. Boy, Azubuike and Dotson are a combined 14 for 20 for 34 of Kansas's 54 points. That's pretty darn efficient.
Yeah, Azubuike's only 2 misses have come on his last 2 attempts, both on jump hooks. And he got that one over Mikesell and over Toppin to give Kansas the lead.
A little surprised that Dayton's not bringing a double. They were just relying on Mikesell being able to push him away, and then Toppin trying to block the shot.
Trying to go over the top for Toppin, and it's out of bounds back to KU. This zone has knocked them off their game a little bit.
It's been a rhythm disruptor.
Yeah.
And a smart move by Bill Self to go with the zone. What really Dayton needs to do is start penetrating some gaps. They're such good passers. Penetrate the gap, make 2 play 1, and then kick it.
Back to Dotson. And a foul by Cohill.
Boy, it's hard for Cohill to stay with Dotson when he's getting hit by Azubuike. That screen bumped him in to Dotson. So he's trying to keep from getting picked off by the size of the screening Azubuike. Got hit and then boom, right into him. It's really kind of incidental contact, I think, on the ball handler, but still smart play by Kansas to pick up the foul.
Cohill to the bench, Crutcher back in. So Crutcher and Chapman are in there together, which we haven't seen a whole lot of today because of the Chapman foul trouble. Good show there by Toppin, recovers. Boy, Azubuike screaming for the ball, and now Chapman called for a foul, number 4 on him.
These ball screens have caused so much trouble for Dayton. You know, they're so worried about Dotson turning the corner. Abaji turning the corner. That wasn't even a ball screen. That was just a catch and dribble. But, you know, taking away middle drives has been a real problem. They've got Dayton cannot allow Kansas to keep getting into the paint off the dribble.
Boy, and what a loss. As mentioned in the first half, a tenacious defender, a good distributor, a guy who could guard Dotson as well as Dotson can be guarded. And so now Chapman is out again. Garrett remains out for Kansas. He's been on the bench for a while with 4 fouls. Dotson surveying the situation, finds Abaji over the top for Enaruna, threw it too high.
He should have just shot it. It was a wide pin down followed by another wide pin down. Another bad pass. Really unusual to see Dayton throw the ball away like this.
Abaji coming back, picking up the steal. And now Crutcher comes up with one for the Flyers. Landers wide open on the baseline. The cutter is Toppin, and it's a chance for 3.
Boy, how good was that? Getting the ball into the short corner, and then Obi Toppin with a fabulous cut to the basket. Abaji didn't even see him until it was too late, and then wound up fouling him and allowing him to complete the play. Just if you rest for 1 second, you're going to get taken advantage of. And that was a great pass by Trey Landers along the baseline.
So Obi Toppin with a chance to give Dayton the lead. Toppin, a good free throw shooter as well, came into the game at 75%. He's knocked down the 2 that he's had today. Dayton by 1.
What a game.
Oof. And again, the entire game has been played in a 9-point range. Dayton hasn't led by more than 4. Kansas hasn't led by more than 5. Dotson driving and foul. Landers gets whistled for the foul and then goes over to make sure that Dotson's okay.
He just explodes to the basket. It's not just quickness, there's explosiveness to his first step. Grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, played at Providence Day High School. And he's fearless taking the ball to the basket. What a great move. Almost like an inside-out move.
Sports Center tonight after Lakers Pelicans with John Anderson and Michael Leaves. Reactions to Anthony Davis's return to New Orleans. Plus, they have the NBA's best records. The Bucks and Lakers each look to push their win streaks to 9. And inside the Falcons tough test, defending the Saints' Michael Thomas. Sports Center after the NBA on ESPN and the ESPN app. Another lead change. Kansas by 1.
Devon Dotson has been about as consistent as any guard in the country in this early season. He really hasn't had a bad game.
23 points today. He's drawn 7 fouls on Dayton defenders.
Toppin's at least 8.
In the corner, Crutcher bangs down a 3, and the Flyers are back on top.
Dayton can really spread you out, and they move the ball. The ball moves through the air faster than it does by the dribble.
Garrett, Azubuike, and a quick foul call on Obi Toppin. That'll be his second.
Toppin there had 2 hands in the back of Azubuike, and even though he might not have been pushing, 2 hands on the ball handler is an automatic call, no matter how much it impacts the ball handler.
And number 7 on Dayton, so into the bonus go the Jayhawks with Azubuike on the line. 1 for 3 today, and always in the mid-30s, it seems, over the course of his career. Tipped, but it's Dayton ball.
It's tough to rebound those because you don't get, oftentimes you're getting a long rebound. It's not a soft shot. Sticking with the 2-3 zone. There's space in the middle. Good pass.
In the corner, Crutcher's open, and another one. Back-to-back threes for Crutcher, and Dayton's got its biggest lead of the day.
And with the way they pass, the way Dayton passes, can Kansas stay with this 2-3 zone, or will they get picked apart?
What a game. What a 3 days it has been for the Flyers. Regardless of what happens over the next 8-17, they are making the statement that they are going to be a team to be reckoned with this year. And it's not just Obi Toppin, Crutcher and company helping out too.
They're loving it at Frickers in Dayton.
Maui Jim sunglasses were born on the beaches of Hawaii, designed to respond to the bright sun and harsh glare of the islands, all while enhancing the view. After 30 years, we're still independently owned, and the free-thinking Hawaiian spirit that first inspired us is still a part of everything we do. Our Polarized Plus 2 lenses not only protect eyes from harmful rays, they also make colors more vivid and contrast crisper. Try on a pair and see for yourself. The view's better from here.
Diamonds are forever like family. Fired up for the big feast? How about feasting on this? Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought. Watching for this homecoming?
Anthony Davis cleans it up and in.
In for passing the rock? Or the pumpkin pie? Thankful for this? And this?
LeBron James delivering.
Nets Celtics. Lakers Pelicans. Tonight on ESPN. Ball for all.
When I rent a car, I never compromise. Too shabby. Too much. I can rent this for that price?
Absolutely.
It's just right. Book your Just Right rental at thrifty.com.
Back in Maui, let's go inside the play, brought to you by Tommy Bahama.
A lot of different ways to attack a zone. You can penetrate it, you can distort it, and you can overload it. Now, as the ball comes off this little ball screen, they're going to throw back, and right there you've got 2, and right here you've got 1 defender, Enaruna. So Enaruna's got a choice. Who does he go to? He tries to go to Watson. Watson passes it into the corner to Crutcher, and a wide open 3. A great job of overloading the zone and making 1 play 2.
They started 5 for 5 from beyond the arc today. They're 13 for 26 right now. 7 different Flyers have at least 1 made 3 in this game. And they are up by 5 with 8:15 to go. Obi Toppin has gone to the bench. Udoka Azubuike has gone to the bench. Both coaches, it looks like, trying to take advantage of that timeout and get him a quick rest. Marcus Garrett back in the game, playing with 4 for the Jayhawks. And a turnover.
Well, Dotson was in such a hurry to take advantage of that matchup with Mike Sell on him. He turned it over. Back to man now for Kansas.
He might shoot it. He will. And he'll bury it. He is fearless. He has deep range. And he knows he can knock him down. Ibi Watson.
Well, he had McCormick on him. That was his matchup. And when McCormick didn't come out, he pulled the trigger.
Abaji. Kansas needs it. They don't get it. Chase Johnson down with it for the Flyers.
And look at all the different handlers that Anthony Grant has on the floor. And this is with Chapman out of the game with foul trouble. He's got Crutcher running the point. But every guy on the floor, maybe with the exception of Chase Johnson, can handle the ball and initiate offense.
Again, they get the switch. Watson guarded by McCormick. What will he do here?
Well, he's up on him so he can drive it.
Lost it. Dotson. End to end again. He's unbelievable.
Just fearless taking the ball to the basket. It just doesn't matter who he's taking it against. One of the best finishers in America.
How about 9 for 12 and 25 points on the afternoon for Devon Dotson.
And Kansas has needed every single one of them.
Again, McCormick finds himself on Watson. It'll be Crutcher with a deep one this time. Ball's loose. Ball's live.
I thought it went off of Kansas.
It belongs to Kansas is the ruling.
That went off of Kansas.
Can't review it this early, only in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, Landers threw that right off a Kansas player.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, how did the officials miss that? That's ridiculous. I'm 40 feet away. That's ridiculously bad.
Anthony Grant not happy. Jayhawks will take the gift. Big screen by Azubuike. Garrett driving. Boy, is he good at that. I mean, when he decides that he's going to try to get into the lane and bank it home, he is tough to stop.
Well, and he's not a good shooter, but if you play off him, that actually helps his drives because he can take up that space against you.
Back down to a 4-point game. Crutcher wants a screen.
Got the switch. Now he's got Azubuike on him, and he's away from the basket. Give the ball inside.
Crutcher for 3. Kansas ball. Abaji. Garrett driving on a Mike Sill. Now the kick. Dotson driving again, and he makes it a 2-point game. It's a career high 27 for Devon Dotson.
What a fabulous hesitation move. Just fabulous.
What a game. Think these folks from these two schools are happy they came out to Hawaii for a few days?
The hesitation move, the angle, and a spectacular finish by Devon Dotson. Azubuike with the ball screen, and he didn't just blast off it and turn the corner. It was the hesitation move that made it. Devon Dotson is just a sophomore, but he plays with a presence. He's improved so much from last year to this year. His vision, his decision-making, improved his shot. How do you stay in front of him? And he's got another gear, but it's his finishing ability at that size that is so impressive. Little screen, roll, and it is so difficult. When you're getting a screen from Udoka Azubuike, it's easy to get lost behind that guy.
Yeah.
He blots out the sun.
Like an aircraft carrier out there setting the screen. Dotson has not come out of the game.
Is he sweating? Doesn't even look tired.
Amazing performance. Each team with just one timeout remaining, 5:12 to go. And now it's punch, counter punch. Now it's time to see how Dayton will respond. Toppin is back in.
Kansas only has 4 team fouls, so the Jayhawks can still be aggressive without fear.
The fan base is competing almost as hard in the stands as the teams are on the court.
Smart play to get it into Toppin.
Avagiano.
Not bringing the double.
Good look. Just couldn't make it. A chance to tie or take the lead.
Trying to get a ball screen for Garrett with Azubuike to let him turn the corner. Just never really got the screen set.
Good defense by Landers. It'll be Dayton ball.
The baseline official didn't have the call, so the sideline official made it. It took him a while to call that.
Obi Toppin, relatively speaking, has been contained here today. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, 5 for 9 from the floor. Nice
Good
look.
pass.
And Crutcher reached out and grabbed a little bit by Dotson, who's called for the foul. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Jayhawks.
So hard to close out off that kind of pass. You really can't let the ball come out of the post to that spot. You don't want to, when it goes in. I mean, I'm a little surprised they're not double teaming.
Ooh, an errant pass. Toppin, though, will run it down and save the possession, but then turn it over on a travel.
He was worried about the half-court line. Didn't need to be. You can throw it into the backcourt. They had not yet possessed it in the front.
Azubuike with Toppin on him. Nice look. And Garrett ties the game.
What a great pass. Double team came over. Azubuike realized it and got it right to Garrett. Perfect.
8-0 run, Jayhawks.
Every punch that each team has taken, they've had an answer. Does Dayton have an answer now?
Another turnover.
Crutcher talking to Landers right now. You got the big guy on you. That's a pop. What a great pass by Udoka Azubuike. Landers comes over to double, immediately recognizes, layup to Garrett. Beautiful.
Did you know over 60% of men experience significant hair loss by age 35? Some shave it or hide it, but some of us want to treat it. That's why there's Roman, the digital health clinic for men. With Roman, you can get personalized hair loss treatment and unlimited follow-ups from a U.S. licensed physician. If treatment is right for you, Roman delivers it with free 2-day shipping. Get started today with a free online visit at GetRoman.com/TV. Roman, let's take care of it.
The game can be rough on skin. Rehydrate and strengthen your skin to bounce back and rebound strong. Dove Men Plus Care Sport Care rehydrates and strengthens skin.
And Doug. Hour 36 of the stakeout. As soon as the homeowners arrive, we'll inform them that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so they'll only pay for what they need. Your turn to keep watch, Limu. You wake me up if you see anything. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
It's now or never. Grab a patty melt while they last.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Maui Gym Polarized +2 sunglasses. The view's better from here. The Maui Visitors and Convention Bureau. # Visit Maui. And Continental Tire for what you do. Dayton and Kansas vying for that trophy, the championship trophy here with the Maui Gym Maui Invitational. Duke has won this tournament more than anybody else, Carolina next. Kansas has won 2. Dayton won in 2003. So they would jump onto this list if they can win this game here today. And with 3:38 to go, my friend, it is tied at 66. Every single moment of this game has been riveting from the moment it began.
And what a contrast. Kansas doing it inside, not only kicking it to their big guys, but driving to the rim. And Dayton has hit 14 of 29 three-point shots in this game.
You saw Chapman back into the game for Dayton with 4 fouls. Garrett's been great here in the second half, and he's played several minutes with 4 fouls. Dotson's just been flat-out spectacular all afternoon. Not this time, though, and the rebound down to Crutcher.
Boy, tough shot. I was surprised. It looked like Dotson was going to use that ball screen toward the corner by Azubuike.
And Toppin working hard, has to come out above the three-point line to get a touch. Driving on Abaji, draws a triple team, and Azubuike may have gotten a piece of it. And Toppin's a little bit caught behind the play. They can't take advantage of the mismatch, though.
Chapman on Azubuike. Now he switched back.
Bill Self calls out a play with 2:35 to go. Garrett, Azubuike, and one.
Great call by Bill Self. They had a 1-4 low and brought Marcus Garrett up top and an immediate duck in. Watch Azubuike just ducks right in front of Obi Toppin. Toppin needed to be playing him higher. On the line, up the line. Just a brilliant play call to get the ball isolated inside to Udoka Azubuike, and he finished the play was the key.
Then he knocked down a free throw, 1 for 4 today.
There is still a long way to go in this one.
It's an 11-0 run for Kansas after they were down by 8, the largest deficit of the game. Chapman as Dotson slips, but he recovers. Mike Sell with Azubuike on him at a 5 to shoot. And Azubuike is going to be called for the foul.
Really not a bad foul. It's only the 6th-team foul.
Yeah. Bill Self likes the effort. Unless he didn't like the call, and that was sarcastic. I shouldn't speculate. Tough to say for sure.
No,
but
that was a
left
good call.
arm.
There's nothing wrong with that call.
Yeah. Number 3 on Azubuike. So the shot clock back to 20. And Toppin forces it up and off the glass, and Abaji's going to be called for the foul. And that'll send Toppin to the line for 2.
So hard to keep him from getting the ball there. You're guarding him with a much smaller man in Ochai Agbaji, who's done a really nice job.
Agbaji hasn't done a whole lot offensively, 2 for 9, 5 points, but to play every single second of the game, and the vast majority of those guarding Toppin, he's done a great job today. Dayton with convincing wins over Georgia and Virginia Tech. And now in a 2-point game with Kansas, make it 1. Kansas beating Chaminade and BYU to get to the championship game. Inside, 2 minutes to go. Dotson using yet another screen, yep.
Just for the isolation, the shake action to get the ball in the low post.
And another one for Azubuike.
Like Bill Self designing 2 straight plays to get the ball to Azubuike. First on the left block, then on the right.
20 points now for Azubuike. Chapman, when looking for a foul call, didn't get it, or did he?
They called on Dayton, I think.
I think you're right. So hard to hear a whistle right now. Chapman tried to buy a call, didn't get it. And Kansas is going to the free throw line. Chapman kind of brought his right arm, didn't even have the ball in his right arm, up underneath
he
the arm
flopped.
of Moss. Yeah.
He flopped, but he got fouled. Like, both can be true, and he did get fouled. I mean, that's been called a good part of the game. when a cutter's coming off the ball screen.
So Dotson at the free throw line for Kansas, 6 for 7 from the line today, 89% on the season coming into the game.
Yeah, he has always been ice water in his veins when he stepped to the line. Remember last year when they played in Brooklyn, played Tennessee and beat Tennessee? I mean, he had so many big free throws down the stretch in that game.
Big miss there on the front end of a 1-and-1. Each team's got one timeout left. Mike Sell over Azubuike, no. Follow, yes, by Toppin.
Boy, what a rebound and tip in by Obi Toppin.
His 9th rebound makes it a 1-point game. We're into the final minute of regulation.
If they go inside to Azubuike, the question is, do you foul him and put him on the free throw line if he's got a shot?
Dotson with a crossover. Can't get it. Mike Sell's got it for Dayton. About a 7-8 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. The Flyers down by 1.
Smart move by Anthony Grant not to call a timeout.
It'll be Mike Sell again. Azubuike got a piece of it.
What a block by Azubuike.
And they fouled Dotson.
Terrific drive by Mikesell. Just a brilliant defensive play by Azubuike to block it. Got the angle. That's a spectacular block.
Boy, sure looked like Mikesell might have had enough room, might have had a step. Great recovery by Azubuike. And now it's 2 shots, 10th foul, 2 shots for Dotson at the line. Just enough.
Now, even if Dotson makes this and it's a 3-point game, you don't have to have a 3 with 19 seconds left. Dayton can take it to the rim, and then if the defense collapses and you get a kick-out 3, that's fine. But you just want to get a quick score and extend the game.
And Bill Self will take Azubuike out of the game here. He'll bring Annaruna in.
And that was primarily so that you can't just get the ball in quickly.
Right.
You can set your defense.
Now Anthony Grant will use that last time out. What a game.
Azubuike, he's been huge down the stretch, both offensively. Bill Self called 2 separate plays to get him the ball. One on the left side of the court. That was earlier on when he just got doubled. This was the play where he got the ball under on that play. I think I'm not sure whether this one they call Thor side. And they caught the shake action to get it to Abaji and then dumped it down low to Azubuike. And then what a spectacular defensive play by Udoka Azubuike. That's a game-saving, game-winning play. Probably lucky the official didn't see the Mutombo finger wag there. What a great game. Azubuike and Dotson have been spectacular for Kansas.
Remember last year, Duke and Gonzaga in the championship game, and now we've got this game between Dayton and Kansas living up to and maybe even beyond expectations in what's been a great 3 days. And we had high hopes, having seen the first 2 games for the Flyers and seeing how good they were. We had high hopes that this could be this kind of a ball game, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, it always, it's kind of like the Duke-Carolina game. It always delivers in Maui. This championship game is always good. And what you've learned, you knew Kansas was good. They're top 4 team. They're a title contender. So's Dayton.
Yeah, they're
like real. Dayton is legit. Kansas has had to play its best basketball to have an opportunity to win this game, and they're in the driver's seat right now with 15 seconds to go.
I think that's a great point you make. This game, it's not that it's close because Kansas has not played well. They've played great, and they have played incredibly hard for 39 minutes and 45 seconds here today, matching the intensity and the physicality of the Flyers.
Dayton has 5 different guys on the floor that can knock down a 3. And right now, there is not a shot blocker on the floor for Kansas.
Who will get the shot?
Got to go quick.
A forced 3. Yes! Crutcher ties the game. out of bounds. Still Kansas ball with less than a second to go. What a shot by Jalen Crutcher.
They're going to look to see who it went off of. Boy, I thought Chapman was really lucky there. That could have been a foul. Very fortunate. The officials are checking to see whether the ball went off of Chapman or Dotson. What a shot by Jalen Crutcher. A little step back. You're kind of thinking that's the best you can do. It's pretty darn good.
Yeah, they kept trying to run guys around screens. Couldn't get a look. Crutcher celebrated a little bit. Meanwhile, the game's coming at him.
What a shot to tie this game at 73. But look, Chapman on the inbounds pass was right there. There was contact with Dotson. Watch after this shot goes in. Just a great shot by Crutcher. But Kansas tries to get it in quickly. Now watch Dotson. Now Crutcher, Chapman comes right up on him. And this could have easily been a foul call, but the ball was already out, so it was incidental contact. The question is, who did it go off of? Did it go off of the leg of Chapman, or did it go off of Dotson?
Looked to me like it went off the leg of Chapman, but they'll have some looks at it. Joe Lindsay, Terry Weimer, Vern Harris, the officials.
They called Kansas ball. Yeah, it went off. It looks like it went off his knee.
Yeah.
So it'll stay Kansas ball. It was correctly called. They called it off of Dayton initially, so the call was made.
I'm wondering maybe if they put a little extra time back on the clock, too. Still going to be tough, less than a second to go. He's pretty stoic on the outside. He's got to be churning on the inside right now, though.
Well, he's got to feel really good with how his team has played, but how good they are. I mean, if Dayton stays healthy, there's not a team out there I've seen that they cannot beat. They are good.
13 ties, 20 lead changes in this great game. And again, it looks like it hits the left knee of Chapman, and they're also looking at the clock. And I think they might put maybe a couple more tenths of a second.
It could get to one, but it's when it hits something out of bounds.
Right there.
Right there. So 1.1.
Yeah.
But that's if you go off the clock on the scoreboard. This is the time where you don't mind it taking a while.
Right.
You know, at the end of the game. It's when they do this stuff in the middle of the game, it drives you nuts. It does take the air out of the building, though, doesn't it? Not the official's fault, it's the rule.
Yep. But again, a lot at stake this late in the game, tie game. You want to get it right. So we'll need to confirm, first of all, whose ball it is, and we certainly believe that it is going to be Kansas ball. And will they put a little extra time back on the clock? There's 1.1. And it's going to belong to Kansas.
Now, the important thing here for Dayton is to play good defense without fouling. Now, do you put somebody on the ball or not?
Azubuike and Toppin talking it over, both smiling, probably just both saying something like, man, what a game this is, huh? How much fun is this?
So Dayton's not going to put anybody on the ball, so Abaji's going to be able to deliver a straight line pass.
And so Mike Sells kind of playing free safety down by the three-point line. Moss. Oh!
Well, I'll tell you, that was a huge risk by Dayton.
Oh, boy. You got 5 more minutes in you?
That was way too easy of a shot to allow. I know a half-court shot doesn't sound like that, but, man, that almost went in.
Obi Toppin's got 5 more minutes in him.
Because there was nobody on the ball, that allowed a straight-line pass, and Watson didn't want to foul, so he didn't even get a hand up. And that thing, guys practice these half-court shots all the time now.
This is the three that will send this game to overtime. Jalen Crutcher. Jayhawks can't believe it. OT coming.
Great riches will find you when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Wow, thanks, Voltar. How can I ever repay you?
Maybe you could free Zoltar? Thanks, lady. Taxi! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
I am a corporate attorney. I defend chemical companies.
Now you can defend me.
This farm is like a graveyard. Something's very wrong.
You need to tell me what's going on.
That chemical, what if you drink it? It's like saying, what if I swallowed a tire? Our government is captive to DuPont.
You are scaring me to death.
They want us to think the system will protect us, but that's a lie. We protect us. We do.
Dark Waters. Rated PG-13. Now in select theaters.
Somebody is going to win a championship today here at the Maui Gym Maui Invitational, and that trophy is going to be brought onto the court as soon as this game is over. But 40 minutes, not enough to settle this game. We've got overtime coming between Dayton and Kansas, all tied up at 73. It's the first time that the championship final here in Maui has gone to overtime in 10 years. Gonzaga defeating Cincinnati 61-59. Mick Cronin, now the UCLA coach, who's here. He was the coach of Cincinnati back then. Jalen Crutcher with the three that sends this game to overtime on a play, Jay, where they didn't have much going on. He just made a shot.
Yeah, if he had missed it, you'd be scratching your head saying that's what they had out of the timeout. But what a great shot by Jalen Crutcher. His 12th point to go along with 7 assists. But, you know, we've been talking about the job that Kansas has done on Obi Toppin, and they've really done a great job in slowing him down. But still, Obi Toppin, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's actually got 4 blocks. They shorted him 1 block. And he's drawn 9 fouls in this game. That's how you contain that guy. He's a star, an absolute star.
And Yvonne Dotson's played all 40 minutes. He's got 29 points for Kansas. Udoka Azubuike has 20 points and 3 blocks for the Jayhawks. Nobody has fouled out of this game.
And that, you know, Dan, it's been well coached, really well played, well officiated. I mean, you can moan about a call here or there, but you can do that every game. These officials have done a really good job. This has been a fabulous basketball game. Fabulous.
And we've got at least 5 more minutes coming. You can kind of see in the conversations and the body language the mutual respect between the players on the two teams as well.
Oh, they know. I mean, Kansas knows they have been in a fist fight. And you got to think that Kansas is going to keep looking inside and trying to get the ball to Azubuike.
Kansas ball. Baji can't turn the corner. Garrett into Azubuike. And another touch, a little bit deeper. Up and in with a left hand to give Kansas the lead.
They just ran some ball screens to get it side to side, and then they were looking straight into Azubuike. He didn't have it right away and reposted. Just patient basketball by Kansas to get the ball into the big guy, who has delivered.
Toppin baseline. Pass is deflected, but it is out of bounds and still Dayton ball with 11 on the shot clock.
Kansas just moving the ball from side to side, all to get an angle for Azubuike. Reposted when he didn't have it. Doesn't get doubled. One dribble to the right shoulder with the left hand.
And an easy play on the inbounds into Mike Sell to lay it in and tie the game.
So many different options for Dayton. It's been more spread around for the Flyers. For Kansas, it's mostly Azubuike and Dotson.
Again, a one-on-one with Toppin. Right back into him. And Toppin called for the foul, and that'll be number 4 on Obi Toppin.
That's why Kansas wants to keep going inside. The body blow of throwing it inside to Azubuike. Eventually it's going to get to you.
And the Dayton bench is yelling to Toppin and to Mike Sell. You two guys switch. They want Mike Sell now on Azubuike instead of Toppin.
If I were Mike Sell, I'd just pretend like I didn't hear that.
Three of 6 today for a guy normally down in the 30s.
He's just much more confident, so it's such a better stroke.
Wow. Mike Sell for 3. And nobody near the glass on that trip for Dayton.
Much tougher to knock down these threes this late in the ball game when it's been this hard played.
And remember, third game in as many days, right? Over the top. And the finish for Azubuike. He doesn't look tired.
Kansas has run that play several times. It's just a ball screen by Azubuike for Garrett on the elbows, and then that dive to the basket.
Mike Sell, they needed that. Back within 1. 3 minutes to go.
Pick and pop, so hard to deal with when a big guy is guarding Mike Sell. Let's see if Kansas goes back to that same play again.
Boy, what a high-level basketball game in every respect. This has been here in the championship game in Maui. Right back into him. Over Mike Sell and a foul.
Just no adjustment from Dayton. So you got to go and double team. He's had single coverage. Now here's this ball screen. So Azubuike sets a ball screen, then rolls to the bucket. They just throw it right up to him. That's a design play. They've run it several times. This is the first time they've gotten the lob because Toppin is stuck on the high side. How do you get around that guy? You need $50 in a cab or an Uber to get around him. But nobody comes to double. He just makes a simple little move over the right shoulder with the left hand.
And he's made another free throw. He's got all 9 points that Kansas has scored in overtime and a career-high 29 points for Udoka Azubuike.
When did he turn into Rick Barry? What a great performance by Udoka Azubuike.
He must be exhausted. Big fella's been working hard. He and Dotson each with 29.
And Kansas had to have it. It's not like anything less would have been good enough against a terrific Dayton team.
Chapman with a switch. McCormick on him. Mike Sell trying to create a little space, and Moss called for the foul.
Boy, tough foul. Not a good foul by Moss. He had forced Mike Sell into a really difficult shot. Could have been an offensive foul there, but a turnaround jumper going over your left shoulder for a righty, that is not an easy shot. Fading away.
Just a 53% free throw shooter on the line this year. That is his first attempt here today, and it's true to make it a 3-point game.
He has had a terrific game, terrific tournament. Mike Sell's a really good player. Just knows how to play.
Nets and Celtics still to come here on ESPN at the conclusion of this game. 82-80 Kansas, 2:19 to go. Mike Sell to the bench. Azubuike getting a rest. For how long is the question. Both teams flying home. Everybody flying home. After the game today, there's going to be some good sleeping on those airplanes with the work these young men have put in here over the last 3 days. Baji drives and he'll head to the free throw line.
The foul wasn't up top, it was down low. And Kansas with the small lineup able to again turn that corner and get into the middle. It's been really difficult for Dayton to keep Kansas from getting those middle drives. I don't know there's a team in the country over the years that's done a better job of moving the ball from side to side than Kansas. You know, they don't attack on the first side, not always on the second. They'll oftentimes get it to the third side of the floor. Ball reversal, attack. And man, it is hard to guard.
Bill Self puts Azubuike back into the game. For all the athleticism that Abaji has, that was only his 6th free throw attempt on the season, and he missed it. 1 of 2, 3-point game.
Toppin being guarded by Marcus Garrett.
Mikesell driving on Azubuike and a foul. Number 4 on Udoka Azubuike.
Smart play by Anthony Grant and Dayton to get Mikesell into the middle, isolate him, and allow him to drive Azubuike. Azubuike's going to see that all season long. Teams are going to try to pull him away from the basket.
Mikesell's got all 7 points in overtime for the Flyers. Make it 8.
What a luxury to have a guy like Ryan Mikesell who can play inside and out, who can handle it, pass it, knock down threes.
And Conley bury a couple of free throws. He'll come out, and coming in for defense is Landers. 1-point game.
Well, Landers at 6'5" has got Azubuike. Wow. Here comes that same play, the ball screen. They just switched it.
They don't want Toppin on him because he's got 4. Landers 6'5". I mean, as strong as they get, but Azubuike's 7 foot. What's Kansas going to do here?
Get it to the big guy.
Dotson with a burst of speed.
Wow.
You know, he explodes so quickly, and he still gets it up off the glass so softly. Switch. What does Crutcher want to do? He gives it up, gets it back.
He ought to shoot it.
He wants to drive it. And Azubuike got a piece. Landers missed the follow. Kansas ball. Boy, a big stop there for the Jayhawks.
And right now, Dayton's got to get a stop here.
Timeout, Bill Self. What a defensive stop there. And I think Azubuike just got a fingertip on that driving layup by Crutcher.
No question. I thought Crutcher was going to launch up a 3 there rather than drive it. Azubuike does a nice job not fouling. And then just got a fingertip on it, but he changed it for sure. He certainly, his footsteps were felt.
7 foot, 265, and having maybe the game of his Kansas career, Jim.
No, he's never played better than this. Udoka Azubuike has been spectacular on both ends of the floor. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with his better mobility this year. He's dropped about 40, 50 pounds. What do you say? He doesn't eat after 7 o'clock anymore, which that's an awful thing to do to any young person. But he looks great. He is moving very well. And this has been his best game. But without this kind of big-time performance from Azubuike and Dotson, you know, it would be difficult for Kansas to win this game. I mean, they've both been spectacular.
If you're looking for the Nets and the Celtics, that game will begin on ESPN2. We are here with the championship game of the Maui Invitational. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, and this has been an incredible college basketball game. Kansas leading Dayton by 3. There are exhausted players all over the court. We've seen a couple of guys not come out, some career highs. Just been a spectacular game here in Maui. Garrett won't take the 3. Garrett will try to reverse it and somehow bank it home.
What a play by Marcus Garrett. How did he get to the other side of the rim?
The lead is 5. Ties the biggest of the game for the Jayhawks. Chapman is fouled on a three-pointer by Azubuike, who's fouled out.
My goodness. He fouled him on a 3.
An incredible game for Azubuike comes to an end on an ill-advised foul, and no doubt about the call.
Dotson went underneath. Azubuike tried to switch out and just couldn't stop that momentum. But what an amazing game for Udoka Azubuike. Just a little bit of a mental mistake at the end of the game.
29 points, a career high, 12 for 15 from the floor, 4 block shots. May have had more than that, but he's done now. And Aruna's going to come in. And meanwhile, 3 huge free throws for Rodney Chapman. Chapman has not been to the line today. 7 for 12 on the season. This one big, obviously, to get it down to a one-possession game. 27.3 seconds to go.
This is where free throw blockouts are huge. If it's missed and you can't get it, tap it back.
Toppin not in the game right now because they anticipate having to foul, and he's got 4. Bohill, they trap him down to the corner. They got a steal. But the layup won't go down for Crutcher. Garrett's got it and a foul. Oh, what a missed opportunity there for the Flyers.
Boy, a great job to get the initial trap. Didn't want to foul right away. Give Kansas the opportunity to turn it over, and Kansas did. But Crutcher just couldn't get the layup to go down. That's how close it was to being a one-point game. My goodness.
Now Toppin will check in. And Garrett at the line for KU. 2 for 2 today. Garrett with 15 points and 6 rebounds in this game today for the Jayhawks. Doing a little bit of everything, as he often does.
And great defensively on Obi Toppin. Didn't guard him the whole game, but he guarded him enough. I think Bill Self was right when he said this is going to be a big boy game.
Yeah, it was. Still is. 4-point game. Mike Sell, Toppin both return for Dayton. Couple of big free throws for the Jayhawks.
Just get it all the way to the rim. Kansas isn't going to want to foul.
Mike Sell, and he is fouled.
That was not a smart play. Holy cow, what a bad foul.
And Aruna, the freshman, doesn't think he did anything wrong, but he gets called for the foul. Saw a little tap on the right forearm on the way up. Maybe that's what it was. Mike Sell needs to make them both to get it back down to a one-possession game.
Well, Dayton had some opportunities from the free throw line. Just wasn't able to knock enough of them down this late.
Missed them both. And a quick foul, but it all may be academic right now. Looks like Kansas is going to win this tournament. What a game.
Kansas, when we saw them in New York, they were a long way from this. And what an improved basketball team from then to now.
Huge performance by Azubuike. Maybe even a bigger performance by Devon Dotson today.
Yeah, Devon Dotson was magnificent. Well, there is still time in this game.
Toppin back in.
Even if Garrett makes this, it's still a 2-possession game. Got to get a quick 3.
Crutcher, not there. And that should do it. Spectacular game here in the championship in Maui. Congratulations to the Kansas Jayhawks, who for the 3rd time are the champions of the Maui Gym Maui Invitational.
This is Allen Fieldhouse Pacific.
The Flyers will be heard from. A great week for them in spite of the loss today. A team that's going to make a lot of noise this year.
No, Dayton is legit. I mean, Kansas had to play its best game of the year to win this game.
Two more games coming tonight, one on ESPNU, one on ESPN2 to wrap up the tournament, but the championship belongs to the Jayhawks as they beat Dayton in overtime here at the Maui Gym, Maui Invitational. Coming up next, the Nets taking on the Celtics. For Jay Billis and our entire crew out here in Maui, I'm Dan Schulman. Thanks so much for watching. Let's send you to Boston now with Doris Burke. Here's Mike Breen.
One-on-one.
The holiday season is here, and it's time for our best offer of the year during the Ford Black Friday event. Now, for a limited time, get 20% estimated savings on select 2019 Ford models. You're ready, and so are we. Start the season off right, and don't wait to enjoy our best deal of the season. That is 20% estimated savings on select 2019 Ford models. The Ford Black Friday event ends soon, so hurry in today. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey of average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by December 2nd, 2019. See participating dealer for complete details.
From way downtown.
Nice shot, Dad.
Playing basketball with your daughter and missing on purpose. Watch this. These moments make your house home.
Ooh, another brick.
And no one knows that better than Rocket Mortgage. They've simplified the mortgage process so you can focus on what really matters. How about the best 2 out of 3? Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Proud mortgage provider of Kansas Athletics. Push button, get mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business, and you've got to make more happen, whether they're in Lawrence or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More made easy. UPS, official logistics company of Kansas Athletics.
When you park with the Parking Spot, our friendly drivers get you from trunk to airport terminal faster. And the time you save parking with us, you can use to daydream about your Italian vacation, to practice talking with your hands, and to imagine how pizza will taste in its birthplace. Make a free reservation now at theparkingspot.com, and with the money you save, buy a triple gelato. Free reservations now at theparkingspot.com. The Parking Spot, we have airport parking covered.
Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the Kansas Insurance Postgame Show. The Kansas Insurance Postgame Show is brought to you by Kansas Insurance. For all your farm, business, home, and auto insurance needs across the state, call an agent with Kansas Insurance. Now to break down today's game, let's go back courtside.
Back in live at the Lahaina Civic Center, Kansas, with their third ever Maui Invitational title. They do so in overtime, 90-84, taking down Dayton, who will be in the polls next week. I promise you. Udoka Azubuike, I believe, was just named the most valuable player of the tournament. Keep in mind, he didn't even score in the first half of the Chaminade game. Had 15 in the second half, but he dominated the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, and I thought we might have
Devon Dotson get it with him. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. It might be co-MVPs. When we were getting ready to do ours, I for sure think we're going to have co-MVPs.
He and Dotson are now holding the trophy together.
They got to go make
shared it.
They got to go make another one. Are they roommates?
I don't think they are. It's funny. You see those nature videos where like an elephant befriends a squirrel and they're best buds? That's what these two look like, standing next to each other, trying to share one trophy. And look at this. Oh, you got to love it. And Doak is all smiles from ear to ear.
Well, so
he has
cool.
grown up so much in the last year, has he not?
No, and he's still only 20 years old, and we lose sight of that. But man, was he good! I mean, think about what he's gone through with his free throws, which I understand that it's his issue, and you think he can get better, but it becomes mental. And for him to come out and do what he did tonight is going to be huge for the long term. I mean, he was so good tonight. What is it, 2 o'clock today? But Devon Dotson was there early when we needed him and late when we needed him.
Right now, Bill Self being awarded the Coach of the Tournament trophy, and now there's the team trophy as well. And the Jayhawks celebrating as they hoist it in the air at center court. That's an excited team. And I'll echo what I said earlier. Coach Self said, it's early season trips like these where a group of players become a team. These guys certainly just did that. As we saw them fight through some adversity, get that tighter huddle, rise above with a close game, crunch time type win. And for Udoka Azubuike in particular, it's a young man who entered the season as the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. Looked pretty good in the first couple of weeks, but not great. He looked dominant today, and dominant, quite frankly, from the second half on Monday. In front of a lot of NBA scouts. Doak just made himself a lot of money, and I think he's really settled into that co-leader role along with Devon Dotson for Kansas this year.